Talk shoes.
Recorded live.
What's good, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Movement Boxing Podcast, where we bring you the latest and greatest in boxing news, raw, filtered, uncut, unbiased. You know what I'm saying? Keeping it for the underground, fuck the mainstream shit. We got a whole lot of goodies coming for you this week, man. A very interesting week of boxing. This is a good time for boxing. With that said, let's swing it to my cohorts, my panelists as usual on the show. We're going to start off with Big Cool of Colossal Boxing Talk. What's going on with you, man?
What's good, fellas, man? It's good to be back on for a full show this week.
Yes, sir. Glad to have you, man.
Yes, sir.
We're going to swing it over to the Truth and Facts About Boxing crew. Bernard, what's going on with y'all, fellas?
What's good, Twine? What's good, Big Smoke?
What up, old ass Cuban nigga?
What's good, Bernard?
Yo, bro, you online, man? You sleep, niggas? Wake up.
I know y'all ain't talking about that goddamn game, man. But yeah, we gonna hold it down for our boy 2K, the prodigy of boxing talk. He can't join us for this show.
He's looking for a face right now. To call in the show.
Man, y'all getting cut up already, man. We ain't even got into the first segment yet. But, yeah, we going to hold it down for him, man. Hopefully we might be able to get him on the show later to do some breakdowns or some fights and, even a couple of topics later on we got coming up that we could use his input on. But anyways, y'all fellas ready to get started?
Yes, sir.
All right, we're going to start off with a review of the David Benavidez, Ronald Gavril fight for the WBC, I believe, 168-pound super middleweight crown. David Benavidez was victorious in it, winning, becoming the youngest super middleweight champion ever. I'm going to get everybody's, review of this fight, starting off I won't say it was controversial. There's somewhat controversy behind this fight. Some people feel that Benavidez lost. So let me go ahead and swing at the bell and let him do a breakdown of what he saw in the fight, what he liked, what he didn't like, and what he thought about the outcome. Go ahead, Bo. Bo.
Did you unmute, Bo?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, he's just talking to him.
Hello?
Yeah. You hear? Did you hear me, Bo?
No, I didn't hear you. What'd you say now?
I wanted to get your input on what you thought about the David Benavidez Ronald Gavril fight, what you liked, break it down, pretty much what you thought about the outcome as well, because there's a little bit of controversy as some people feel that Benavidez might have lost the fight. So I just wanted to get your thoughts on that.
They felt Benavidez might have lost the fight. Oh, my God. These people never cease to amaze me. All right, man. Because we actually talked about this earlier. Now, David Benavidez fought Gavril. Gavril was tough. He was game. He was ready. And what we probably saw generally is when a guy comes off from a big fight with a big performance like he had against Porky Medina, he goes into the next fight, opponent that he don't know so much, and he think, oh, hey, I can do this to this guy because I don't know him, but he can't be as tough as this dude I just knocked out. And David Benavidez even admitted that he was looking to knock out, test his chin, Gavril, in the first 4 rounds. So it was a learning experience for him. He's a young champion, but we still see the skill. We still see the upside. He was able to endure. He passed the mental test, which is it's not going your way, okay, and it's not, but stay in the fight and keep going. And he had his moments where he would mix up his combinations. He had his moments also where you could definitely tell his defense needs some work. He kept getting hit with the overhand right a couple times. And then his right hand sometimes wasn't a straight right hand. It was kind of a looping right hand. But, he still went to the body very well. So I don't understand people how he didn't win the fight. He won the fight. Now, he did make a very crucial mistake, and that is he was following Gavril on the center line, and with his hands down and his feet was side by side. And when you do that, your balance is off. And Gavril actually threw probably not even a hard punch, but it was enough to knock him down, make his balance off, and got the 10-8 round. But David Benavidez quickly got up and took control of that round. So I had him winning this fight. Now, I don't know what everybody else saw, but it was still a contest of back and forth, ebb and flow. But David Benavidez had more moments than Gavril, and you can definitely see that. David Benavidez controlled more of the fight per round than Gavril. Gavril, sometimes I wonder if people think just because a guy went 12 rounds, that means that maybe he won the fight. That's actually not the case. But he was in there with a tough guy. He was in there with a guy that was game. Now, should it be a rematch? Yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with a rematch. Okay? But I don't agree with the scorecard. I actually had it 115-113. Do not agree with the scorecard. That 116, 111, 117, I'm like, what? As a matter of fact, both of them, one judge had it like that too, 116, 111 for Gavril. And I'm like, what the fuck what are you motherfuckers looking at? That 117, 111, that's the scorecard that motherfucker walked in the building with. I don't care what you say. You walked in the building with that. But I definitely thought David Benavidez won. I had it 115, 113, man. So, I don't understand what guys are seeing, but it was a good scrap. We learned a lot from David Benavidez. I know Caleb Plant talked about fighting him. I know Anthony Jarrell might come back and he might smell blood. But I actually would like to see Benavidez give Gavril a rematch and do better in the second fight and put an end to those who might think he won.
Yeah, Gavril actually called for a rematch after the fight. He was definitely disappointed with the outcome. I guess he felt with the knockdown, some things may have been in his favor. Bernard, did you get a chance to watch this one?
I caught bits and pieces of the fight. He did what I thought he was going to do in the beginning of the fight, that he started working the body in the beginning. I thought it was going to end in a knockout personally. I thought he was going to, just like how he did Porky Medina, which he had a very, in that fight, he had a very sustained body attack, which led to Medina dropping his hand. I thought Gavril was going to do the same thing. But I'm going to say this. Gavril was a Mayweather promoter fighter, so I'm pretty sure he had Eddie Mustafa in his corner, right?
I'm not sure.
Whoever he had in his corner. But he took out that camp, so I'm pretty sure they had him ready. From the bits and pieces of I saw the fight, I tried to find the full video. It felt that it was a close bout. I agree with both schools. To me, it could have possibly gone either way because they were going at each other, but I thought that Benavidez edged it off a little bit better.
Gavril definitely made a good showing of himself, that's for sure. I watched the fight up until the fifth round, and I thought it was pretty even up until that point, honestly. I didn't get a chance to see the second half of the fight, but I did see, the knockdown or whatnot. And, I mean, I guess I can agree with Bo. We learned a lot of things about Benavidez. You got to remember, he's the youngest super middleweight champ in history. Definitely still has a lot of improvement to go, as far as some of the things he did technically in the fight, the way he got squared up when he was knocked down, keeping his hands down and the loopy punches. He doesn't seem as comfortable using his reach. That's something that kind of concerns me, as big as he is. I think he might be able to make some fights easier, but he seems to be like to fight on the inside or in close, a big guy that likes to fight in quarters. And, that's one of the things we always talk about. If you have the height, don't give it up. And he seems to prefer to fight that way. So, he's definitely in a good camp with Manny Robles, but I definitely would love to see him use his height more. In this fight, we learned that he's not ready for Gilberto Ramirez, that's for sure. And yeah, it definitely would be interesting to see what happens. I want to get you guys' take as far as moving forward. Originally, he was slated to fight Anthony Dirrell, for this title. Based on this performance, how would you see things going between the two now? Did you see anything that would make you think it would be that would make you think you could favor Gavril now or still favor Benavidez?
I think I favor Gavril in this fight. I favor Gavril personally.
Okay.
I think he didn't fight because it was an injury. I think if Gavril is watching this fight, he probably smelled blood based off the fact that the youngin is going to try to go for the knockout, and the young fighter in Benavidez, being 20 years old, going to try to go for the knockout, try to get him out there in 4 rounds. That could play to Gavril the advantage. Even though he is a dog and he likes to go in there himself and rough it up, I feel that he would not saying he'll be like his brother, but he'll try to box and try to outsmart, try to lead him into deep waters. And I'm not saying he'll go for a TKO, but he's gonna use his reach and his advantage and use his skill set to dictate his will. And I think he could pick apart Benavidez. I can see it being a close fight as well too, because Benavidez is game for game. But if you say he's not comfortable using his reach, then that definitely could play an advantage to Gavril.
All right, Bo, let me get your take on that as well, man. What would you think as far as the Gavril and Benavidez fight now after seeing what you saw on Friday night from Benavidez?
I still think that Benavidez beat Anthony Gavril. If it was Andre Gavril, it would be a little bit more difficult. I think Andre is the more technical of the two. And probably, I would even say a little bit more athletic. Anthony Gavril is more of a dog. And I think Bernard alluded to it earlier. Anthony would like to get up inside you. Well, here's the thing. David Benavidez goes to the body. David Benavidez knows how to move left and move right and, reposition himself. So I still believe that David Benavidez could beat Anthony Gavril. Bondu Jack was able to do pretty good against him. And I'm not saying David Benavidez is Bondu Jack. I'm just saying he shows you so many different things that he can do. He's tall, he's rangy, he can jab, he can hit you on the inside, he can move. His defense is pretty decent, as we're seeing right now, and he has a high upside. So I would still pick David Benavidez to beat Andre Gavril. But I think, Anthony Gavril. But I think Anthony Gavril would try to make it a dogfight and make it uncomfortable. It's just after what I saw last night, I think Benavidez would be up to the task.
Okay. All right. So I guess we'll go on to the reviews of some of the other championship fights we had this past weekend. We also had the start of the World Boxing Super Series, and Oleksandr Usyk defending his title with the WBC Cruiserweight title, I believe. No, he doesn't have the WBC belt, does he?
Get a WBA or WBO, one of them.
Yeah. I think he has a WBO. I'm not sure which. Oleksandr Usyk.
Usyk has a WBO.
Okay.
Usyk has a WBO.
He defended his belt against Marco Huck in the quarterfinals of the World Boxing Super Series this weekend, knocking out Marco Huck in, I believe, the 10th round. I'm not sure. Did you get a chance to catch this one, Bo?
Yes, I did. I sure did.
I guess give us your breakdown of what we saw from Usyk. He definitely looked different stylistically in this fight, so I wanted to see if you could give us a breakdown of what you thought, as far as the win, and what you saw from Usyk's, what you thought of Usyk's performance.
Okay, first off, let's make something clear. It was Marco Huck. And Marco Huck has been he got knocked out by Glowacki. Matter of fact, I think just before this fight, he was coming off of a loss. So it was Marco Huck. So it wasn't exceptionally real danger here. It might have had sort of the passing of the guard type of feel because Marco Huck kind of dominated the cruiserweight division. And so the way Usyk fought, you can see remnants of the Usyk who we saw back when he fought Glowacki, back when Uncle James was teaching him. It wasn't the same Usyk that we saw that fought that guy Hunter. But he still was getting hit with some punches that he shouldn't have been getting hit with. He was trying to stay in the pocket more instead of using his legs to move around. Okay, it's definitely a step in the right direction. I still feel like they're trying to change Usyk from what we are used to looking at and seeing. As he goes deeper into this tournament and he starts running up against cats that can really pop, like if Braekhus get past Perez, Gassiev, Dorticos, and all these guys get past their guy, and the guy Dorticos to fight can pop. So you're still talking guys with over high 80% knockout ratio that who, unlike Huck, if they land, you know, you might see it something different. So although I will say, listen, he did fight better, but it's still not the same Usyk. He was still getting hit with some of the same punches. He was trying to stand there in the pocket. He did finish Marco Huck, but he still is sort of as he as he was coming to go at Marco Huck, he looked a little reckless trying to do it, almost like he kind of got excited. Instead of letting it come to him, he was trying to force the issue a little bit too much. But you know, at least he got the victory. Now you know what you got to work on and build off of, and let's see what happens and go from there.
All right. We got 2K joining us, the Prodigy.
Fuck that nigga.
What's up?
Man, did you get a chance to catch the Usyk or the Usyk Huck fight?
No, I didn't watch that fight, but I mean, because I was busy. You know what I'm saying? Nigga had to, you know, clip his toenails and shit. That fight had a foregone conclusion. You know what I'm saying? It had a fucking foregone conclusion already. Nigga, everybody knew Usyk was going to knock Marco Huck out. Everybody knew that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I said. Marco Huck, I mean, come on. He did what? Who didn't what's his name knock him out? USS Cunningham knock him out?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, he knocked him out early in his career. Yeah.
But the thing is this. Marco Huck hasn't been himself since losing to Golovkin. So why the fuck am I going to give him a shot against Usyk, who's at the top of his game right now? You feel me? And he's the same guy that knocked Golovkin off the perch that he gained off of beating Huck. So, I mean, the fight had a foregone conclusion, so I wasn't going to waste my fucking time. You know what I mean? I felt like, you know, blowing my nose instead of watching that fight, nigga. Word up. Well, fuck it.
We've seen some changes in Usyk stylistically. I mean, going, like Bo said, going deeper into the tournament, man, he's definitely looking more susceptible. I mean, we'll see how the rest of the guys look in their debuts of the tournament.
He looked bad against Michael Hunter. We don't have to look at the Marco Huck fight to know that Oleksandr Usyk is vulnerable. I mean, look at Michael Hunter's a guy. This motherfucker was on a damn near 1-year layoff, came into the ring and gave Usyk hell. Just imagine if this nigga was actually active in training. He probably would have beat that fight. We probably would have been looking at motherfucking Michael Hunter versus Marco Huck, you know, this past weekend. You feel me? So, I mean, he's been vulnerable since before this fight. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I don't think he's going to win the tournament.
All right. A lot of people pegged him as the favorite early on. I want to get Bernard's take. Would you still see him as a favorite in this, or are you starting to change your tune after seeing his fight against, you know, his last couple of fights? Let me get your take on that.
I mean, with the piggyback on what 2K said, he said, I clearly spoke about this earlier on the Bo Show, how he was against Hunter. In this fight, it was, y'all say it's Huck. He was doing certain things like using his pivot in the beginning of the first 4 rounds fight. Then out of the 5th fight, he started to apply the pressure on Huck. I still got him a favorite. I'm not going to change yet. I want to see who he fights next in the tournament. And if depending on how he fights and if he wins, it depends on how he wins and how he fights during that fight. Then it may determine if he's still my favorite or possibly somebody else.
All right. So we're going to go into a review of probably the most exciting card of the year, man. Head to toe, top to bottom. You know, lineup wise. The Superfly card that happened in StubHub last night. Probably one of the best venues for boxing. Raw, you know what I'm saying? Just real live, real love boxing right there. But I guess we'll start off with what was the opening fight of the card, the televised card at least. We had Juan Francisco Estrada El Gallo taking on Carlos Cuadras. in the WBC title eliminator. So the outcome was Juan Francisco Estrada winning. There was, there's a mirror controversy to this one too. A lot of back and forth. Could have went both ways, I believe. Michael Buffer pulled a Steve Harvey last night. That shit had me dying. They had to call him back and change the winner. They had originally announced Quadras as the winner, and after some disputing or whatever, Buffer got it right. There's an error on his part. But yeah, man, who got a chance to watch this one? Did you get a chance to watch this one?
Nigga, I had a chance to watch it. Motherfucker, we was on the chat together during the fight, nigga. Nigga smoking them damn tweeds, nigga. Fucking with your head.
Put sugar in it. Put them grape, them Kool-Aid Swisher Sweets.
Great flavor.
It's chocolate, nigga. Chocolate.
But man, that was a fucking. I just want to say, first of all, the card last night. If you missed it, you definitely missed arguably the best card of 2007 to date. 2017, excuse me, to date. Highly excellent display of skill in all three fights. The Juan Francisco Estrada versus Carlos Quadras fight, before the fight on paper, that was supposed to be the fight of the night, and it lived up to expectations until the main event, which we'll go into a little bit later. But it was everything that I thought it would be. I have found there's a newfound respect that I have for Estrada. In my prediction video, I stated that Estrada is one-dimensional. And you got to look at his fights in the past. He has been. You know what I'm saying? You can't really fault anybody for thinking that Estrada's a come-forward type of guy who can ultimately be outboxed by the right type of fighter with the right kind of mentality and skill set to do so, right? But in this fight, he displayed excellent boxing ability against the masterclass boxer in Carlos Quadras. You know what I mean? And I mean masterclass as far as that division goes. At 115, Carlos Quadras is probably one of, if not the best boxer of that division. And Estrada showed that he could actually be in the same ring with Quadras, even though he's the much smaller guy, right, coming up from 108. He showed that he could be in the ring with him and box him. His jab was money. I did not expect Juan Francisco Estrada to out-jab the masterclass boxer of the division. I did not expect that, not one bit. His counterpunching was money. He was the more composed type of fighter in the ring. Yes. See, when you've got a boxer, right, who's trying to tame the bull, he's actually the one that's going to be the more composed fighter. He's the guy that's like, yeah, motherfucker, why don't you, keep coming forward, nigga. I'm going to keep putting this motherfucking brick right in your face. That's how boxers are, right? But what we've seen is the bull actually being, or who was supposed to be the bull, actually being the more composed fighter, actually setting traps, counterpunching, leading with the jab. Bruh, Estrada did everything right in this fight, right? Then you got Quadras. Now, he did some things that pissed me off that I said in my prediction video he shouldn't do. Well, number one is he stayed in the pocket at some points in the fight. And I think it was because he was trying to show a better work rate because he was getting hit with the cleaner punches. You see what I'm saying? Estrada's counterpunching ability and how he was setting up his combinations, he was going to the body, then he'd come back up top. Go to the body, drop fucking Carlos Quadras' guard, then immediately come back up top. Or he'd feint up top, go to the body, or he'd feint to the body. I think it was the knockdown. This motherfucker feinted like he was going to throw a left hook, but then came up with a straight right hand. Boom, right on the money, knocked him down. I mean, all of the shots, the clear punches that landed pretty much came from Estrada. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying Cuadras didn't land anything nice. He landed some beautiful straight right hands to his credit. But from the judge's perspective, overall, looking at this fight, it's clear that Estrada was landing the more clear, concise punches, and he was doing more damage. So Cuadras felt that he had to do a high work rate to win over the judges, right? You're looking at this fight, you're like, damn, Estrada's hitting this nigga with some nice shit, but he's clearly being outworked. I think that's what Cuadras was trying to do by staying a little bit in the pocket and throwing a lot of combinations, not really utilizing too much movement at points. Of course, at other points in the fight, I think his most successful points was when he was actually utilizing the ring. The problem here was that he couldn't keep up the work rate, right? I mentioned in the podcast prior that Roman Gonzalez might have taken some shit away from Cuadras. I think we've seen it in this fight. Before this fight, Cuadras could fucking box you all around the ring for 12 to 15, 20 rounds if you wanted to. Motherfucker, all around the ring, not get tired. But after Roman Gonzalez, it seems to me that he's lost a step. And we've seen it in this fight. He was trying to do the same shit that he's done before the Gonzalez fight, but he couldn't do it. He didn't have the stamina, the endurance. He couldn't keep up the work rate, right? While he was being successful in doing this particular strategy, he just couldn't keep it up. So he would get caught stagnant. He would get caught standing in making it a phone booth type of fight. You know what I'm saying? Where Estrada could be the most successful. You know what I'm saying? Being in close, hitting him with those compact ass uppercuts that he kept landing the whole fucking fight, right? Going to the body on him at close range, tiring him out. That's probably what actually contributed to him being so tired, going into like the 9th and 10th round of this fight, right? Man, excellent fight. I thought the fight could have gone either way, just because I said the work rate of Cuadras versus the clear, concise punches and damage done by Estrada. I thought the 12th round was huge. I thought there was a big chance that Cuadras could have won the fight by winning the 12th round, which I did give him. So when Michael Buffer did the Steve Harvey moment, I wasn't surprised. A lot of motherfuckers was yelling robbery. I didn't think it was a robbery if Cuadras would have won this fight. You know what I'm saying? The work rate was there. I could see judges actually giving them rounds. You know what I'm saying? My scorecard, I had Estrada winning exactly the way the judges did, 114-113. But like I said, that work rate, man, that's why Cuadras is such a dangerous opponent. You could be beating his ass, but if he's continuing to show a very high volume work rate, and he's also landing punches, don't get me wrong, he's not just hitting Estrada's gloves and shit. He's landing punches, right? But that work rate, right, that right there makes him a dangerous opponent, because this game is about landing punches and scoring the most points. You could be landing some clear, concise shots, but if your opponent is also scoring points on you and he looks like he's dictating the pace for the majority of the fight, you could very well lose. You see what I'm saying? And that's what could have happened here. Man, it was an excellent fight. Be honest with you, I know Estrada is set to fight Rungvisai, but I'd like to see a fucking rematch. Be honest with you, I'll be like, man, hold up, nigga, that was an eliminator. If I was like, I think it's the WBC. If I was Mauricio Suleiman, I'd try to create a diversion and shit, nigga. Be like, hold up, that wasn't really for the eliminator. You know what I'm saying? That was for the semi-eliminator. We need to have a rematch to see who's actually gonna fight Rungvisai next. I created a diversion. That was an excellent fucking fight, man, and it's a fight that I wouldn't mind seeing again.
I mean, one of the things I was laughing about during the I was actually watching on stream from work. I was laughing at the HBO announcement team talking about, maybe Juan Francisco Estrada can't turn it up. He's just this methodical. And I was like, man, y'all don't know who the fuck this guy is. I've seen him beat dude's ass, all around the ring. Like, this is not typical Estrada. You know what I'm saying? But let me go ahead and swing it on the bow, man. Let me get your thoughts on this fight as well. And basically, I guess the impact. We'll get into all that later. But as far as what did you think of the decision as well? It was mirrored in a little bit of controversy. The stream I was watching, the guy was like, "This was a robbery. Quadras should have won." He was going off the work rate, and Quadras was landing some effective stuff early. Harold Letterman even gave him the first 5 rounds, in his scorecard, and I could easily do that as well, watching the fight if you're looking at it. So let me get your take on that, Bo.
Close fights ain't no robbery. I don't know how many times we can say that to motherfuckers. Secondly, I swear to God, I wish motherfuckers would sit and know what you're looking at before you start saying robbery. Because when Quadra's name was announced, you heard the crowd booing, I ain't hear no robbery. The only controversy was the Steve Harvey moment that Michael fucking Buffer had, which they quickly corrected that shit, right? And I seen motherfuckers online saying, no, they corrected that because they knew all the starter people was there and they didn't want to start abroad. You sit your punk ass down with that dumb shit. Like, where you motherfuckers come with some of this shit y'all say, man? I had scored the fight 114, 113 for Quadras. But when they had it 114, 113 for Estrada, all it tells me is there's a round or two that I might, because I even looked at my card, there's 2 rounds and I put question marks by it. I scored for Quadras that could have went to Estrada. And I put the question marks by them. It was round, I got my card. It was round 3. It was round 3 and round 5. I put question marks by them 2 rounds. I'm like, man, they probably could have went to Estrada. So 114, 113, I'm not mad at that either. I had it a draw at the 11th. I said whoever wins the 12th wins the fight. So right. So that robbery shit, man. Robbery, boring, dirty fight, man. I'm starting to tune that dumb shit out when some of these boxing talks, man. This shit is crazy. But to 2K's point, I saw it like 2K, but also saw it like this. It was a tale of 2 halves. Quadras had 1 half. Estrada had the second half. The thing is, Quadras was landing a lot of punches, but Estrada was landing the more telling punches that have a quicker effect. Like, he hit him so hard one time, the spit came out his mouth. I thought it was the fucking mouthpiece. That was spit? I said, shit. That's you. When you hit a motherfucker that hard, that's some shit. So it was a tale of 2 halves. Also, like 2K said, you had a situation with also I caught Quadras admiring his work after he would punch. He would pop and stand there and look. And Estrada was always waiting for Quadras to throw a combination because he realized this dude would throw 1 or 2 or 3 and stop. And the minute he felt that third punch, he was throwing a punch himself, and he was constantly catching him with that goddamn left. And it was hard, and you can see, like, when fighters are in the ring, they can tell when another fighter's starting to weaken because some of Quadras' punches didn't seem to have that same pop and sting on them. Estrada was throwing a straight right. Quadras was throwing a looping right. So the right hand that Harold Letterman kept giving to Quadras, I'm like, no, bro, that's hitting the shoulder kind of going off the head. That's not like a flush punch, all right, because he was rolling with it. So still, all in all, it was a damn good scrap. I think the knockdown is probably what, especially by it being so, like if that knockdown would have came in the 10th or 11th, okay, but it came so early to the point where it became effective as far as the scorecard. But it was a damn good fight, and I'm with you, man. Like, listening to HBO sometime, I'm like, man, do y'all know who the fuck Estrada is? Like, I mean, this is a veteran dude here. This ain't no, I mean, like, I've seen Estrada fuck motherfuckers up. But he did show, what I did like about it is when he had Quadras down, and there was a lot of people who would say, he should jump on him. And I always tell people, when you knock a guy down, you got to see how he gets up. If his legs ain't shaking and wobbling, or he gets up and he's still, I'm not saying throwing punches hard, but you can still see he still has the symptoms about him that throw good shots at you, you don't jump on him. That's how you walk into shit. David Benavidez found that out the hard way. That's how you walk into shit. You still got to be patient with it. And he did, and it paid off. So, man, props to him. Like I said, I picked Quadras to win. I thought he won, but I'm not upset that Estrada won that fight. And like 2K say, if I'm the WBC, which, y'all ain't known for having balls anyway, right? So do the WBA thing, say, well, no, man, that was a controversial fight. We can order another one, like they did in Don and what's the name. You know what I'm saying? Do the WBA thing and order that fight again, man.
Word up.
Let me get TK's quick response to this one. Were you surprised that we didn't see Estrada actually turn into Killer Estrada after it was apparent that Quadras was hurt? Because he was on Loopy Street for even probably a minute after that knockdown. It took him a second to get his composure. And in the 12th round, did you expect him to come out, to be typical Estrada to where he could have turned up even then? So let me get your thoughts on that.
I think I believe I did see that whenever Quadras got up, Estrada tried to take him out with I think it was maybe 10 or 15 seconds after Quadras got up, because I remember feeling like, damn man, shit, nigga, move around the ring, get away from this motherfucker. If he gets close, hold. I think it was a good 10, 15 seconds, and then when Estrada felt that Quadras was still strong enough to survive, he kind of backed off, which was a smart thing to do because, like I said, man, Quadras is a dangerous fighter. I mean, you may be whooping his ass, but he's still gonna return with fire. We've seen that with against Roman Gonzalez, and this is a guy who was the top 115-pound fighter for a very long time. You know what I'm saying? He didn't get knocked off that perch until Roman Gonzalez beat him controversially. So, I mean, he's a game opponent. Estrada was smart and not pushing the gas pedal too much and fucking around and getting caught and getting knocked down himself. He instead tried to finish him off, gave it about 10 seconds, realized he couldn't do it, and backed off. That was a smart move by Estrada.
And what about in the 12th round? Did you expect to see more of a traditional Estrada in the 12th round just to try and seal the deal? Because, like you said, you gave the 12th round to Quadras, which I think he won as well.
Right. I think he might have thought that he had the fight in the bag after the knockdown. You know what I'm saying? I was watching the Sky Sports telecast. Sky Sports felt as if Estrada was winning this fight handily, dog. And I'm like, what the yeah, bro, they were like, I think it was Johnny Nelson. There's another guy that was on there. I don't know the guy's name, but both of them were in unison. Johnny Nelson was like, yeah, man, I have Estrada winning this fight by several rounds. He kept saying that throughout the fight. And then they would talk about Letterman's card over on HBO. They're like, yeah, our colleagues on HBO, they have Quadras, up at this point in the fight. And Johnny Nelson would jump in. I just don't see how they can have Quadras winning more than 3 rounds in this fight. I don't understand that. There's absolutely no way he could be winning this fight. Sky Sports really had Estrada winning this fight with no fucking problem. So maybe his corner thought the same thing, or maybe Estrada himself thought the same thing going into the 12th round, especially after that knockdown. When he knocked Quadras down, Sky Sports was saying Quadras needed a knockout to win. That's how far ahead they had him winning. So maybe Estrada felt the same way. So he went out in the 12th and took his foot off the gas pedal, kind of cruised, only, needed to survive. He returned power. He had some good moments in the 12th. I'm not saying he didn't, but it was clearly a Quadras round, and maybe he just didn't give a fuck about losing that round because he knew he had to fight in the bag. But little did we know, if that knockdown didn't happen, it was going to be a fucking draw.
yeah. Bernard, you had an interesting post last night pertaining to Quadras. And you care to elaborate on that, man? Go ahead,
man. I didn't think you was gonna bring that far. Man, I don't think people understand when it comes to steroid use. You can tell through acne is a form that shows up when people use steroids, and especially shows on a person's back. Quadras' back.
I've seen it on his back.
Yeah, has been. For the past 3 fights, his back has been heavily. But this one right here, his back was full of acne. In fact, if you check on the left-hand side, if you really look at it closer when they was hugging each other at the end of the fight or whatever, there was a big pimple on his neck. Like, that shit was coming up into his neck. So, I wasn't the only person that noticed it. Twine did. Shout out to Timothy. He noticed it as well. It was like, yeah, lay off the juice, man, because it's showing. It really showed. And, yeah, but even with him being on the juice, I'm going to piggyback on what Bo said. It was a tale of 2 halves. The first half went to Quadras. The second half went to Estrada. I was looking at the fight. I gave Estrada the second round. I kind of felt that Quadras had the first round, Estrada had the second round because he landed. He used a counterpunch and he came with the uppercut. As you fast forward to the fight, as you watch it through, Quadras started breathing through his mouth. So his mouth was open. In that sixth round, in the seventh round, where I noticed Quadras wasn't really active. He was kind of taking a breather. He wasn't throwing as many punches. So I also did give Quadras the 12th round. But, yeah, it was a tell of 2 long rounds. But even with Quadras being on the juice, that clearly shows, man, it didn't do nothing for you, man. You need to do some road work.
All right. Man, I was surprised at how big he looked in the freaking ring, though, man. Like, that dude was huge. I mean, height-wise, they measure up. Height and length-wise, they measure up pretty well, you know.
But his shoulders and back.
Yeah, I mean, he was Quadras was very huge in there on fight night.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's go ahead and go into the next fight, man, which was the debut. Now your Monster Nui. I know I'll probably be pronouncing that shit wrong all the time, but you know, I'll get it together one of these days. Big Cool, let me get your thoughts on this fight as far as was this the kind of debut that you think Nui needed? He did beat the dog shit out of Antonio Nieves. Ended up being the early stoppage. It was clearly clear that his opponent didn't want to continue. So let me go ahead and get your thoughts on the fight, Big Cool.
He did exactly what I thought he would do, you know, get the fight to the second half or close to the second half, you know, give the American fans, you know, a little taste of what he can do on this side of, you know, the world. And like I said, he beat him into submission pretty much. You know, I don't know if his opponent was going to quit, but, you know, the way he was ripping those left hooks to the body, man, it was just inevitable, man. He was just going to break him down, break his ribs, something. So his corner did, you know, the right thing. But, I mean, he was impressive. You know, the jab was very good. He still throws some wide shots, and he still needs to improve on his defense. But maybe he won't make those improvements. Some fighters just, you know, always go through their career, you know, never improving on certain things that they need to. And maybe he won't, you know, have any issues with that as he continues to, you know, step up in competition. But, I mean, it was a very impressive debut over here. Like I said, he did what he's supposed to do. He outboxed him. He beat him up. And I like that when he got him hurt, he continued to go to the body instead of, you know, just went head hunting because, like Andre Ward said during the telecast, you can move your head, you know, to try to defend, but you can't move the body. And once he had old boy running, it was just a matter of time. And, you know, like I said, it was a very good stoppage. He showed why he's so, you know, he looked at so highly. And I can't wait to see him back in the ring against more quality fighters because he definitely has the look of being a guy in this division, you know, going forward. He's young, you know, fast, technically sound for the most part, very powerful. Like I said, he can box. So, and I like that he showed some, you know, some personality in the ring, stopping, putting his hands up, you know, kind of showing, you know, the American people that, you know, he got a little personality, he got a little swagger about himself. So it was a good performance, man. He got the rounds he needed, and he beat the guy to submission, man. So all around it was a very good performance.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and pass it on to TK and let you give somewhat of an analysis of Nalia Nui, any improvements, anything that you didn't technically like from him in this fight, heading into, you know, future bouts, you know, against other 115 champions, occasions possibly.
Sure. So first off, I want to say that I'm gonna start calling this motherfucker Doctor Inoue. You know what I'm saying? Because that motherfucking fight was surgery, nigga. Motherfucker had the scalpel, forceps. He had all the motherfucking tools to do open heart surgery on a nigga in that ring on Saturday night, dog. And that's exactly what the fuck he did. I mean, beautiful, beautiful performance. But I'm going to play a little bit of devil's advocate here. There's some things that I didn't like that Inoue did. Now, whether or not against other fighters, at the 115-pound division, comparing them stylistically, will they have the ability to exploit some of the things that I've seen against Inoue? I'm not sure. But one thing I did see is that Nieves was landing a nice jab at times, and it's mainly because Inoue he lacks head movement. That's one of the biggest criticisms I've always had of Naoya Inoue. You know, he lacks the head movement. He does move his upper body, which of course in turn moves your neck, which moves your head. But there's also just head movement, being able to slip a jab. He did do it in this fight. I'm not saying he didn't. But I think Inoue was kind of focused on surgically breaking him down, and he'd be in a zone at times that he wouldn't really give a fuck about getting hit by the jab. Now, we just seen Estrada and his jab against a masterclass boxer of that division. I do believe that if he fought a Juan Francisco Estrada, getting hit by the jab is not something that I think he should try to walk through in order to stay in that zone. You see what I'm saying? He would have to develop some type of a better or more consistent head movement against a guy like Estrada. Against a guy like Cuadras, a guy that throws combinations and bunches from a distance. He would definitely have to display some type of head movement, consistent head movement. That's about it, really. The only thing I could say about Inoue. It took him a little bit too long to get Nieves out of there, but at the same time, he's not one of those guys that goes out there and goes for the knockout. You know what I'm saying? He really fights like a guy that allows the knockout to come to him, and that's basically why he's been so successful. You know, he has, 14 wins and 12 knockouts. That's why he's been so successful thus far in his pro career and knocking cats out. The jab is just like straight right hand from Inoue. That motherfucker's jab is like a brick. Straight right hand is like a brick. Left hook to the body is like a brick. That's actually what fucking stopped, or it led to the stoppage against Nieves. Was a beautiful cross, the left hook to the body. Somebody in the group, the chat we were all in, I can't remember who said it, but they called this shit right before it happened. They said, yo, Inoue can stop this with a shot to the body in the next round. Ding, 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 comes out, shot to the body. You know what I'm saying? Drops him. So, body work is on point. I like the way he moves from side to side when he's on attack. For example, he had Nieves up against the ropes. He kind of slid right, but threw a left hook. So it kind of confused Nieves because he didn't know where the punches were going to come from based on where Inoue was moving to, the position in the ring he was moving to. So he just kept backing up, kept shelling up. Yo, I was calling Nieves, Cedric Agnew Jr. You know what I'm saying? Nigga stayed in that motherfucking shell more than a tortoise, nigga. You know what I mean? So he had no idea what to do when Inoue was on the attack, when he was moving forward. So, man, it was an excellent performance. It just reinforced why I believe Inoue is the best little guy out there. Compared to the other guys at 115, I believe he blows through all of them. That includes Estrada. The only thing I would need him to do is, like I said, he needs to work on his head movement. He's worked a little bit more on his footwork. That was another thing I didn't like early on in his career, was that he would be stagnant standing in front of his opponent. And he did it here against Nieves, but you can tell against guys like Kondo, Kohei Kondo, that he has improved on footwork on a monumental scale since beating Omar Narvaez and Adrian Hernandez earlier in his career. So he's ready, dog. Anybody want that work, fuck with my nigga Inoue. You know what I'm saying? You will get your ass beat. Real talk.
All right, Bo, let me swing it over to you and let me get your thoughts on this. Was this the impact that he needed to make in his debut, or do you felt there could have been more? Like, what were your thoughts as far as just the impact, man? Because I guess this was his debut, and they're trying to get him out to the masses. Was this the kind of fight that did that, or it wasn't necessarily the kind of knockout we were expecting, but it did end in the stoppage? So let me get your thoughts on that, Bo.
Man, I'm trying my best to stay woke and listen to you because I'm waiting on you to get to the fucking meat and potatoes, man. You keep coming up with these bullshit ass goddamn. Fuck, one motherfucker can break that shit down. No way whooped his ass. Let's get to the heart of what we know everybody want to fucking talk about. Can we do that, please? Please, you're born to shadow me with this shit, man. Yes, he got in the ring. Yes, he whooped his motherfucker's ass. Yes, we all knew Nieve was not going to stand a chance. He showed something different by going to the body, and he stopped him. End of discussion. Can everybody keep it this fucking short so we can get to the main course?
Bo, keep that in mind. Hey, Bo, keep that in mind.
You know what? You like a bitch on the first day. She want to give you some pussy, but she want to make you wait till the end of the night for it.
Hey, Bo, keep that in mind when you start talking, because we're going to be here about 2-3 hours once you get to start talking. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, I got to talk 2-3 hours because y'all motherfuckers don't show up.
Dude, you starting to rub off on 2K because that motherfucker started, he right behind you.
All right, so the main event, we had the rematch between, I'm not even going to try and go through his name.
I got it, dog. I got it. Sarissakit Stor Rungvisai, nigga. I did my research on that shit, nigga.
Hey, this nigga 2K was happy as hell in the video.
To figure out how to pronounce that fucking name, man.
That nigga 2K was happy as hell in the video. I was watching his video last night.
I said like 3 times, nigga. Hey, did you see how hot you got? I said it like 3 times, nigga. 3 times.
I'm telling y'all, man, nigga, I was like, before I hit record on that bitch, I was like, all right, nigga, let me get this name right before I hit record, nigga. I just knew I was going to fuck it up, but I didn't. Hell yeah, nigga, I patted myself on the back. Fuck all y'all niggas.
That nigga was practicing in the motherfucking mirror, dog.
Man, that nigga kissed his own ass. He was so happy.
Yeah, we had the rematch between Rungvisai and Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez for the WBC belt. The first fight was a controversial win for Rungvisai. He definitely left no doubts about this one, winning by KO. I don't even know, man. I guess I'll let Bo and his old yellow ass get on, because I'm gonna have to take him out back and shoot him if he don't stop barking.
Oh, yellow.
Dog barking. Go ahead, man.
Hey, man, that's all right. Take me out back and shoot me after I talk about this. Now, I'm glad we here. You know why? A while back, when there was a certain cat that came back on the scene after beating Sullivan Barrera, his name was Andre Ward. And then there was a certain cat that retired, it was Floyd Mayweather. And he whooped the ass of another certain cat, Manny Pacquiao. The path was set for a particular cat in Ward, making his comeback, getting the big victory to be number 1. Then all of a sudden, out the fucking sky of whiteism and we don't want another brother at number 1, or we hate Andre Ward syndrome, or Dan Rafael, we found him on the Dan Rafael fat ass, came Roman Gonzalez. Now, if you follow the little guys, you knew who he was. But when it happened, he was placed at number 1 pound for pound. I told dudes, I said, hey, man, a number 1 pound for pound guy got to show me he has different levels, he has different gears, he has a different skill set, he can make adjustments. Roman Gonzalez does not do that. I'm not saying he's not a pound for pound fighter. I'm just saying that if you're trying to tell me, and this is not to knock on him, that a guy in the lower divisions where the weight class is a difference of only 2 pounds versus 6 and 8, and you're trying to tell me him going up in weight is that impressive, okay, fine. I'm not going to argue with that. But the bottom line is I'm not seeing nothing from a skill set standpoint that tells me that's number 1 pound for pound, right? And I believe it was 2K that said, man, if this guy starts going up in weight, he's going to get beat. And we all have said if he was going to fight Naoya Inoue, he should have fought him then instead of waiting too long. Now Naoya Inoue ain't going to never get to him. But the problem what you saw was, I've always said Roman Gonzalez's style of fighting has a very low shelf life. You can't fight the way he fights, which is all out war, which is all out, no offense, just straight defense, right? And then when he runs up against a dude that is bigger, stronger, meaner, tougher, and fights like he fights, which in close and go at you, the motherfucker gonna have a hard time because he don't know how to make an adjustment. And right after the Carlos fight, we saw his face swell up just from that fight. That's when I was like, man, dude, he done pushed himself. Matter of fact, even in the fight with Rungvisai, he looked chubby. He didn't look like he was confident in his rematch. when the headbutt started, he checked out when that headbutt happened because he went back to the first round. And I tell captains all the time, when the dudes start complaining to the ref, you and that motherfucker mentally is about to check out. And,
God damn it, though, that was going to be my point, man.
Yeah, okay. Well, and also, okay, he had his trainer die, and when you lose, man, I tell this to people, when you lose, some people can take an L, right, and take a loss. Never been beaten, but they can take a loss, and it don't really fuck with the mental. They can bounce back. But some dudes can take a loss, you don't see them. Victor Postal, where the fuck you at? Some cats, when they get beat, and it's beaten out of them, they just don't recover from that. They just don't, from a mental sense, they don't fucking recover from that. So, listen, no, nobody wants to shit on him, but y'all keep anointing these dudes before we can really make sure that they belong where they belong. And it's not to say that Roman Gonzalez didn't belong to pound for pound list. I'm just saying he didn't belong at number 1 on the pound for pound list. That's all.
Absolutely not.
Right, he didn't belong. Not that he didn't, but he didn't belong at number 1. And then when y'all make him number 1, now I am happy about what he did do for the lower weight division because a lot of people start paying more attention to it. It's starting to get more, more show. But this wasn't a number 1 pound for pound guy, right? Now this was a savage beating that he took from Rumvasai. Rumvasai came and he said, "I have 4 months to train, not less than 2." And he came with a mission to prove to everybody, man, that first fight wasn't a fluke. Him and Andre Ward are pound-for-pound killers, man. Y'all motherfuckers get mad at me for saying it, but they are. They pound-for-pound killers. So the 2K point in his video, you goddamn right Rumvasai deserves a spot on the pound-for-pound list. And for people who's trying to say Rumvasai beat Estrada, okay, motherfuckers, don't get ahead of yourself. This was Roman Gonzalez he beat, all right? Let's not get ahead of yourself. Don't use that stupid-ass fucking triangle theory y'all like to use. Oh, well, he beat Roman Gonzalez. Gonzalez beat Estrada. No, that's not how it broke. Estrada ain't going to be standing in front of him like that, him to just beat his ass like that. And Estrada can hit the fuck back, and he's tough. But, when you be in too many wars, man, this is exactly what happened. Roman Gonzalez probably was an old 31. And after that Quadras fight, I felt like he was an old 31. He wasn't a young 31. He was an old 31. And it showed in both fights. And, if he bounces back, like my partner said, only time will tell. Maybe he can go down and, depending on week fight, pick up a title. But as far as him being on that elite level, you can't tell me he's on that elite level. And I'm going to make one last point. Rigo, Andre Ward, Terrence Crawford, Floyd Mayweather, they don't have a fucking Rumvasai, Orlando Salido. They don't have the motherfuckers on their resume. You know why? Because they have the skill set and the talent and the ability and the extra gear to beat motherfuckers like that. That's why they don't have them kind of names on their resume. When they lose to motherfuckers, they lose to motherfuckers that's on that level or at least at the very least one step below.
All right. Let me pass it on to Breaker 19 TK so we can get some analysis on what we actually saw as far as changes in the strategy from Serengsi in this bout. Also, I guess I'll get to that part of the question, part of it later. But yeah, let me get your thoughts on what we saw differently from Serengsi in this one.
Changes differently? Nothing, nigga. Motherfucker did the same shit.
Oh, no, I take it back. We did see something different. We saw him knock him the fuck out. That's what we saw.
Yeah, that's about it. The result was different, but he did the same shit times 2 in this fight. You know what I'm saying? Yo, and the fight, let me just say this. The fight played out the way that I thought it would play out, but the result was not nowhere near, I don't think, what any of us thought it was going to be. And especially so early. It was within the first half of the fucking fight. And it kind of came out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Just bow, knocked him down. Bow, knocked him down again. Fight over. You know what I'm saying? Where the 3 rounds prior were very competitive. Especially the round right before that. Roman Gonzalez is just too small for 115. Bottom line, there really is no breakdown to give here. I'm going to be like Bernard. There is no breakdown. You know what I'm saying? Roman Gonzalez is too fucking small. And we've seen it against Quadras, right? Roman Gonzalez supposedly landed more punches than Cuadras, but Roman Gonzalez's face looked like a motherfucking truck hit that nigga head on. You know what I'm saying? Whereas Cuadras looked like he just got out the strip club, nigga, macking a couple bitches. Real talk. He looked like he just finished getting some dome in the strip club. Nope, nothing wrong with his face. Happy as fuck at the end of that fight, right? So at that point, we were like, yo, Roman just can't take the same type of shots at 115 that he was able to take at 108 and at 112 and at 105. We knew this, right? So going into the first fight with Rungvisai, what did we see? We saw Rungvisai treat Roman Gonzalez as if he was just some little nigga that he was playing, wrestling with. Like, little nigga, I'll let you get some hits. Hey, all right, calm down, bro. Calm down. You know what I'm saying? Let me control this shit. Hold up, little nigga. You fighting a little bit too hard. Let me back you up a little bit. That's what he was doing to him. This shit was embarrassing, dog. Now, a lot of niggas out there thought Roman won the first fight. And he could have. Fight could have gone either way. Roman had a lot of moments, but the story in that fight was Rungvisai was bullying Roman Gonzalez. That was the story of that fight, right? Yeah. And I had Rungvisai winning the first fight by a point. Coming into this fight, same shit from round one. You know what I did see from Rungvisai, though? I did see a change, Bo, Antoine, and Bernard, and Big Cool. I did see a change. Dog. Roman Gonzalez threw a left hook. He was at mid. He was actually on the inside. He wasn't at mid-range distance. He was on the inside. Threw a left hook. Yo, this nigga Rungvisai bent his back and dodged it, nigga. This nigga showed upper body movement. I was like, what the fuck is this shit? This nigga got upper body movement? This fight is over.
Yo, that's the 4 months of training, dog.
Yo,
he was working on some shit.
Bernard, what up, nigga? The damn weave was so fucking slow, but he dodged the punch. The nigga dodged it. I swear to God,
Matrix badge, man.
Dog, I swear to God, I'm not shitting y'all niggas. Go back and watch, the replay whenever it's up on YouTube. You'll see what I'm talking. It was like round 2 or 3. The nigga dodged it, B, and he did it like twice. I was like, oh shit. The nigga got some defensive ability for some reason. This fight is over. You know what I'm saying? Because Roman don't got that. Roman ain't gonna dodge and weave no fucking punch. Because obviously that's been his downfall since he moved to 115. He didn't do the things that other fighters learned how to do as they moved up in weight, right? The greats of this sport, like Floyd Mayweather, for example, he became more defensively sound because he knew he could not get hit by the same kind of punches he got hit at 130, 135, at 147, and 154. He knew that. So he knew he had to elude shots from bigger fighters. Roman didn't understand that. He felt he could still bully niggas. That's like motherfucking Tavon trying to bully Terry Crews, nigga. Yeah, nigga, I'm about to fight.
Shots fired! Shots fired! Oh, man.
That nigga sitting at the house right now. Yeah, nigga, I got this fight with Terry Crews, nigga. Oh, my strategy? Nigga, I'm about to go in there and bully this nigga. About to fight him on the inside, B. Word up. Nigga, I'm about to go for the knockout. That's exactly what the fuck happened here. You know what I'm saying? And he got knocked the fuck out for doing so. When he said prior to the fight, and I'll end it right here. When he said prior to the fight, they asked him. They said, what are you going to do in this rematch? They asked Roman. Roman said, I'm going to go for the knockout. He said that in so many words, right? Immediately, I was like, man, that's a terrible strategy. Because that's exactly how you fight all the time. You go for the knockout. Your style does not say, hey, this is a great boxer who likes to elude shots. No, nigga, your style is, overwhelm your opponent, break him down until he doesn't want to fight anymore. That's how you fight. So I expected, for him to do the same shit once he gave that statement. Now, I thought Roman would win because, of course, Roman had never been stopped. In the first fight, he didn't seem like he was going to get stopped, against Rungvisai, right? So I thought Roman would win only based on the fact that I felt the judges would give this fight to Roman as long as he kept the fight competitive. I felt that he had the fight in the bag. Now, if we didn't have that issue of popularity here, I probably would have picked Rungvisai to win this fight because there's always a situation where guys just have a fighter's number. We've seen it with Antonio Tarver, Roy Jones Jr. We've seen it all over boxing history, man. Sometimes fighters just have you. It could be the most basic motherfucker. Just like Antonio Tarver was basic, Roy was extravagant, flashy, high-level athleticism. Same here. Roman is extravagant, flashy, high-level athleticism, lost to the most basically skilled nigga at 115. Man, I love that fucking fight.
Vernon Forrest and Mayorga.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah. They're a good point. Even though I thought Vernon won the second one of that one. But that's another topic. Anyways, big cool. Let me get your take on this, man. I'm guessing I was hearing, I'm not sure how accurate this is or not, that, Gonzalez struggles to make 112 and couldn't go back down. So based on this being knocked out at 115 and him being too small to compete at 115, does this call for retirement for him? Let me get your thoughts on that.
I want to say one quick thing. If you watch how Rungvisai knocked out Gonzalez, what do we tell y'all? The three places you hit a motherfucker, you short circuit him: the temple, the jawline below the ear, or the liver. If you watch that second knockdown, why he went down so hard, that's exactly where that motherfucker got hit. He got hit right below the earlobe, along the jawline, man.
Shit, I thought he got hit in the temple. That's
no,
man.
No,
the jawline. Yeah, he got flush on the jaw. Go ahead, Big Cool.
Man, I think he need to retire. Like I said, I was just reading an article posted on Facebook saying that he leaning towards retirement, but he hasn't made up his mind. He said he got to let his kids make the decision or something like that. But, yeah, I mean, he got to retire, man. He lost to a guy he shouldn't have lost to. Probably wouldn't have lost to. This fight took place a year or two ago, but every fighter meets that guy, like 2K said, that just has their number. You know what I'm saying? And, yeah, he's 30, but like they were saying on the telecast, maybe the lower weight guys, burn out quicker than the heavier weight guys. Cause I don't know what it is, but yeah, he definitely needs to retire before he get himself hurt. And if he can't make 112, there's no need to continue to fight because he's a small dude. His punch resistance is definitely gone. His power didn't translate to 115. He's not a very good defensive fighter. I mean, he all offensive. He's gonna end up getting himself seriously hurt. You know what I'm saying? If he continue on with the way he's doing and fighting these other guys, I don't know. I was on the internet. I heard that he had an agreement to face Inoue. I don't know how true that is, but I'm glad he got knocked out how he did now instead of facing that guy. If that was true, you know what I'm saying? Because he definitely would have been. I was reading. I think I was reading on Boxing Scene or something. Motherfuckers be commenting and shit. I don't know how true it was, but they were saying that they had heard that he had an agreement to face Inoue in Japan.
Okay.
But I don't know how true that was.
I heard about that too.
Yeah, I think I might have seen something like that too as well. But yeah, overall, a spectacular card last night. Like 2K was saying, if you didn't get a chance to see it, you missed out on a great night, man. From top to bottom, probably the best card of the year. We'll see. So we'll get into some of the other news. Yeah, go ahead.
Before you go into the next one, I want to make evidence some fuckery that I heard on Sky Sports and some fuckery that I heard from a viewer who watched my video, my post fight. So Sky Sports during the Inoue and Nieves fight claimed that Inoue is the second best boxer at 115. They said Cal Yafai is a better boxer than him and will possibly beat Inoue. That's fucking.
Man, I've been hearing that shit all goddamn day. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Wow. So go ahead, TK.
Sky Sports was on fire last night. Y'all know I like Sky Sports. That's why I don't fuck with the American telecast because they're broadcasting, right? But that punk ass nigga, I never liked Johnny Nelson, but even back when he was the WBO champion, I didn't like that bitch ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? Punk ass British dude that, thought his shit didn't stink. He's one of them cats he's highly wrong about a lot of different things that he tries to analyze in boxing. But if you try to disagree with this nigga, he kind of looks at you like, really? You disagree with moi? That's how he is. You know what I'm saying? And I think he was the motherfucker on the telecast, either him or the other cat that was acting stupid Saturday night. I think it was him though that said Calify is a better boxer than U.O.E.N.O. And then the second fuckery was from a viewer. This nigga said that Rungvisai will beat Estrada and Inoue. I just wanted to get that out there. I just wanted to get that out there, fellas. You know, I couldn't be too mean to him because he was supporting, you know what I'm saying, the movement and everything. But I was just like, you know how you talk to a kid that's not your kid, but he's fucking up, and you don't want to be too mean. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know how his parents are gonna react, and then you got to think about, damn, you know, what if it was my kid and it was a motherfucker that didn't know me, and he's addressing my kid? I wouldn't want this nigga to snap at my kid. So I had to be like, all right, bro, come over here, bro. Let me holler at you. You know what I'm saying? You know,
let me pull you to the side.
Exactly. I had to put my if this shit wasn't digital and we was in front of each other, I'd have my arm around the nigga's shoulder, bro. Like, come here, little nigga. And I probably would have gave the nigga a noogie on the top of his head and shit. You know what I'm saying? You little whippersnapper. Come here, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I was like, bro, Inoue will probably stop Rungvisai, if not cruise, to a fucking unanimous decision victory, bro. And then I told him Estrada is going to be the mandatory. So that fight should be set up for sometime next year. I think Estrada. Yeah, Estrada's gonna beat him. So Rungvisai is not gonna last too long, in my opinion, unless there's some type of diversion. He ends up fighting somebody else other than those two top guys at 115, or Calify. I think Calify can beat him as well. But if everything goes as planned, I mean, Estrada's gonna take that belt right up off that nigga's shoulder. He ain't gonna have enough time to hold it.
Well, you know what the HBO is probably thinking. We got Pacquiao #2, and we ain't got to deal with Bob Arum.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We may see them try and pull some strings with that, man. But let's get into some of the other topics. We almost I hate to even include this as a topic, but I mean it's been something that's been popping up in the feeds all day. Pertaining to Adrian Broner and his latest dust up in Vegas, man.
I got you.
I guess I'll go ahead and swing it to Bernard, man. I'll give a brief breakdown. Broner was caught on it was aired on TMZ, out in public in Vegas. Got into a little scuffle as far as I'm not sure. Just it seemed like he was cool at first, taking pictures with fans, and then after, moments later, you see him, turning up, with some chick, trying to hold him back, and he goes and randomly knocks some guy out. You know what I'm saying? He definitely appeared to be under the influence of something. But go ahead, Bernard.
His fucking ego, that's what it was. His fucking pride. That's what he was under the influence of. After I watched him knock out this random person, whoever this person was, I decided to go back and listen to an interview that I had on my podcast with Adrian Broner on Dream Champs. And he clearly, this is right after, I want to say right after the Garcia fight, and he clearly said, you know what, I'm not the type of person that's going to fuck up my money and steal off on somebody. Like, he was talking about the Floyd, he was talking about the event that happened 2 weeks ago, how he wanted to fuck his money up. Well, just in clear AD fashion, he contradicted himself. Right here, he just fucked his money up. Now, that's how it looks. I'm also going to say this. We don't know what happened. To me, the person that looked like in the video, the woman with, was his wife. So I don't know if anything was said to her or him or whatever, but she was trying to be the cooler head to try to prevent this from him going off on dude and doing what he did. Now, I'm going to piggyback on a Bernard Hopkins interview where he clearly said that if Broner loses the fight against Rocky Garcia, his mental is going to be up in question. Now, with all of the events that happened, that he got his truck shot up and all this and that, then he got to the fight where he said he wasn't gonna make weight. Then he clearly made weight, but he didn't let his fucking hands go in that fight. And then after the post-fight interview, he was like, "Yo, I'm not tired. Motherfuckers gonna still come and see me." Da 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 da. Okay. Then all of a sudden he's been cool. He's been in Vegas doing this thing, hanging out with Floyd, all this and that. Then boom, this incident happens. Now, I know y'all waiting for the fuckery, so I'm going to give it straight to y'all. I kind of feel like this. I don't know what Adrian Broner was doing. He kind of felt like, hey, Big Bro got a knockout 2 weeks ago. I'm going to go get me a knockout last night, too. So he got himself a fucking knockout. I guess the guy that has the fault has the fault. So, hey, got himself a knockout.
That makes sense, man. You can always count on looking at $300 million.
But not only that. He didn't get no $300 million for that knockout, but he finally let his hands go. He let his hands, you know what I'm saying? So everything we've been discussing, and he didn't use the wide stance either when he threw the punch too, man. That's why I was like, damn, man. Like,
nigga probably asked him why he lose to Mikey Garcia. Goddamn couldn't answer the question.
He probably did. Is there footage?
It's footage, 2K. I'm surprised you didn't catch it, dog. I went all in on the shit, man. Now.
Oh, yeah. Tag me, nigga. I didn't see that.
Okay, I got you, dog. I got you. But yeah, man.
Yeah,
so he like, fuck this, you know what I'm saying? You know, he's like, man, I'm out of Vegas. Floyd's been getting all the love and shit. So he's like, fuck this. I'm gonna make myself on the spot. You know what
I'm gonna go to jail. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to jail.
Here's the thing, though. You don't want to fuck your money up. Well, you just clearly fucking up now.
Reality, man. But what did he just do, man? Because I'm like, this is actually something punishable, is being a professionally licensed boxer.
With charges.
That's automatic assault charge. Yeah, that's automatic assault charge for him.
You stupid as hell, man.
And not only just some charges, you gotta understand that now there's this video, because we live in a day and age where people see the slightest hint of a drama about to pop up, they pull out their phones. So they clearly saw you acting up, you riled up. You know what I'm saying? It clearly shows he has no self-control. He clearly went off. So here, not only is there a video, you could probably get criminal charges. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a civil suit to follow should anything happen if there's criminal charges are applied or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, this is clear. He's on his fuckery now. Next thing I'm about to I'm about to say it's right now Al Heyman. Mark my words. I know this is going to sound really fucked up. Al Heyman, this is now Adrian Broner going to be the side show. The AB now, because after this incident, I can see how Al Heyman, and he's gonna start throwing him. I'm not he was throwing to the wolves, which he already did against.
I was gonna say he already is.
How about you just throw that nigga out of boxing, man?
I guess he's just gonna. Hey, you know what? He's just gonna have to go to the gauntlet now. You need your ass whooped. You know, because he clearly in the interview. I tell anybody, I want y'all to listen. He clearly said. Al Heyman talks to him like he's having a regular conversation. Like, yo, what the fuck is you doing out there in the old neighborhood acting a complete fool? The motherfuckers don't, da-da-da. He was talking, saying that's how Al Heyman talks. So you're pretty sure if Al Heyman sees this shit, he's going to get in his ass. And if he can't get through him this time, he's like, you know what, fuck it. I'm just going to throw you against Spence. I'm going to throw you against Thurman. I'm going to throw you against Gennady Garcia. You know what I'm saying? Might as well just do it. Because at this point in time, you know what? Just end it for Broner. You know what I'm saying? Put him out his misery.
Man, look, man, we should treat Adrian Broner like the Mayweather-McGregor fight and don't talk about that nigga ever again. Because that nigga ain't shit.
He can't do nothing but a reality TV show after this shit. I mean, that.
And I won't even watch that.
You know what? He's going to end up probably retiring and just being a promoter for Bunny Easter, man. That's all.
But Adrian who, man? We give that nigga too much airtime. He ain't shit, man. He proved that time and time again.
You know what's fucked up is goddamn fighter in his stable is better than him. Motherfucking fighter better than CEO.
No shit.
And now they know how to conduct themselves too.
Well, we don't know yet. We don't know.
There's a simple way to get rid of Adrian Broner. Put him in there with hands down, man down, because after Spence, don't nobody come back. Then Chris Van Herden, Leonard Bundu, where them niggas at?
Chris Algieri.
Chris Algieri, bro.
Hell no, he don't deserve that fight, man.
Put him in there with Spence, goddammit.
That nigga Chris Algieri got knocked out and said, "Man, fuck it, I'm about to start using my motherfucking my master's degree. Nigga, fuck this
that
shit."
Nigga became a goddamn top chef. Goddamn top chef, man.
Bro, they need to put that nigga on the undercard or somebody like an up and comer. So humble his ass. Don't give him no big paydays, man. Fuck that nigga. He clearly don't appreciate the opportunities given to him, man. So
I posted an interview in the movement, man. He's like, man, I literally had a talk with him. Like, I told him don't put me on PBC, don't put me on CBS, don't put me on Fox Sports and whatever. It said at the time when people
put you on bounce.
Yeah, he's like, man, keep me on Showtime. I don't want to be watered down, man.
You already watered down, motherfucker.
Right.
Clean version, bro.
You gotta listen to the interview, man. Man.
Look, man, Adrian.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and wrap that one up and go into our next topic, man. It's looking like we've had an announcement for the return of Sergey Kovalev to the ring. He'll be facing Vyacheslav Shabranskyy on November 25th on the card to be televised from New York on HBO.
Definitely he won Barrera, huh?
I mean, I think Barrera actually wisened up. Somebody talk some goddamn sense into his head. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking about making that fight anyway. You're about to go against a guy that's the fucking pretty much the unified champ, and you're gonna risk that against Kovalev? Are you fucking stupid? And you know that
he's facing Ward.
Just trying to. Well, that's pretty much he's in line to, yeah. You know,
I want to see that shit again.
You know all that, yeah, but he's in line to. Depending on what Andre Ward does, we don't know what he's gonna do. But he hasn't said anything, made any indications of moving up to cruiserweight or anything like that. The Bello talk seemed to have fizzled out, so I mean, 175 seems where it's still live for him. But anyways, maybe get you guys' thoughts on that fight announcement. We just seen Shabransky's last fight was actually against Burner as well, correct? If I'm not mistaken.
No, his last fight was a nigga named Nate.
Okay, so that was a fight after. Okay.
Right. It was 2 fights after. He fought some motherfucker with 15 losses. Then he fought this nigga named Nate, who was like 9-0 or some shit. And pretty much did the Luis Ortiz thing with David Allen.
Okay. So let me get you guys' initial thoughts on Kovalev's return to the ring, especially considering what we've heard, I guess, from John David Jackson last week. I guess he's doing his interview. I'll go ahead and let Bo start off with this one because it's looking like him and Kovalev are split up based on what we've heard from the interview, but he said it was nothing official. So anything else you could add on, Bo, or what your thoughts on this fight announcement?
Well, John David Jackass, he pretty much told us everything we already knew, okay? We knew. And here's the thing, and shout out to Ingram Jones. What makes what John David Jackass say even worse was, remember when Pasquale called Kovalev a racist? He said, man, what you doing standing by this racist? John David Jackson wanted to jump on Pasquale for telling him the truth. And now it turns out, now all of a sudden you mad, now all of a sudden you want to talk, now all of a sudden you want to come out and tell us shit after you have all, like we supposed to be like, yeah, John, no, nigga, fuck you. We been knew while you was standing there when you made that comment that, well, Kovalev might say some racial thing, but the difference is he need me. Okay? You pacified this dude. You let your morals go for a paycheck. Not saying you're a bad person, just you made a fucked up decision. Everybody knew this motherfucker was what he was, which is the reason why Edu Sanchez was like, man, fuck this dude, man, get the fuck out of my gym. Fuck out of my gym, fuck these guys. Right? So this is something we already knew. All right? The only thing he probably told us different that I'm going to say he needs to be careful of is when he was talking about somehow, hey, I knocked Kovalev down in the gym. We was trying to show him how to inside fight. I'm like, okay, now you're giving away, camp information, and, that's not good. But, man, look, man, enough about him. Kovalev fight Shabranskyy. All it does is tells me that because at first it was going to be Sullivan Barrera, and I remember saying to myself, Sullivan Barrera is pretty hot right now. Kovalev is kind of, he's showing signs of him being maybe mentally weak, but he's talking about retiring. He ain't sure, so he's showing signs of being mentally weak or mentally broken. But now they're saying that Shabranskyy just kind of came out of nowhere, so they're probably going to try to build him back up and see what he has. Is it a good fight? It's a fight that you expect the guy to have after coming off a brutal knockout. We've seen lots of guys do it. Pacquiao did it when he fought Brandon Rios. So, we've seen a few guys. Timothy Bradley did it when he fought Stephen A. Smith. We've seen a few guys do it in boxing before. So I'm not going to say I'm disappointed in the fight, but we'll see what happens. But as far as John David Jackson, man, yeah, you came out with it now, but everything he's telling us, man, is anybody shocked, surprised? We've been new. Kovalev gave an interview in his native language, dropping racial shit. I'm just, everybody's making these excuses for him. Now y'all see, hopefully, motherfuckers see him for who he really is, which I doubt, man.
All right. Man, let me get you guys' take on this one. There's a lot of X factors involved in this question, but, is Kovalev still a player at 175, considering the up-and-comers we got also in the division right now? And what's put out there, some say he may have been exposed. So I guess
may have. Nigga was exposed. The fuck? May have. Shit, Stephen wanted to see that shit.
Yeah, but we want to touch on that one as far as is Kovalev could he still be a player at 175 with the up-and-comers now, considering all that factors out there about him? Go ahead. Anyone.
As long as he can punch, man, he a factor. It ain't like he's not a good fighter. But the motherfucker mentally weak, so being mentally weak is just as bad as having a weak-ass chin. It's bound to catch up with you at some point in the fight, and once it catch up with you, you're going to lose. So, if he land on you, yeah, he can beat you, but if you can take his power, you're going to kick his ass and make him quit. Simple as that.
All right. I guess I'll ask TK this one. How does Kovalev fare against some of these guys like the Bivals and, what's that other motherfucker's name? Gabasics and shit like that coming up. Is he still a player against these guys? Are these those winnable fights for him?
Absolutely. Listen. Okay. Kovalev lost to the best fighter in boxing today. You know what I'm saying? It's not like the motherfucker lost to Rungvisai. Y'all see what I did there? Anyway.
He didn't lose no bum ass nigga. He didn't lose no Rungvisai or Adonis Stevens, man. He lost.
I heard that try. You trying to get that shit out there, bro. I heard that sneak shit before, nigga. You just had to. You want to be heard with that one, nigga.
Man, come on, man. Hell yeah, absolutely, man. Sergey Kovalev is every bit as dangerous as he was before losing to Andre Ward. You know what I'm saying? So what we thought he would do against those guys prior to Ward, I still feel he can do that same shit after Ward. The only anomaly here is, not anomaly, but the only issue here that could be in the way of all that is, what we assess with these fighters whenever they lose or take a couple of losses in succession is their mental capabilities, right? Their mental fortitude. Are they still mentally capable of being the same guy they were before they took, a big loss or a couple of big losses, right? That's it. As long as he's still got the mental fortitude to beat Sergey Kovalev, even without JDJ, shit, it is what it is. He's still going to be successful against all of these other fighters at 175. And I still think he beats Adonis Stevenson to this day. I don't give a fuck about the Andre Ward loss. He still beats him.
Yeah, he still matches up well stylistically against all those other guys. Like 2K said, Alexandre Ward, the guy that brings a lot of diversity to the ring, especially inside game, something we don't see from the rest of the Eastern Euro cats, except for maybe Arthur Bitterbeef.
Yep.
So, definitely he matches up well against Kovacic and Bivol, in my opinion, because they both like to keep you on the outside somewhat or on the end of their punches, the same way Kovalev does. So
he also need to take it. He also need to take his career outside of, take it serious or train properly. Don't be whatever the fuck he be doing in between fights, being drinking or whatever the fuck he be doing, 'cause that's affecting him too. So he need to, stay training all year round and be in tip-top condition. So when it comes down to having a fight, he ain't got to lose 50 pounds just to make 175. So, there's a lot of shit he need to fucking work on. But like 2K said, the motherfucker can, beat anybody, not name Ward at 175. But if he mentally gone, then I don't see him having that much success post-award fights.
All right. So I guess we can go ahead and take it to our next topic, man. This is one that actually one of our supporters put out there, Chris Henderson. Shout out to Four Corners Boxing Talk. It's looking like Orlando Series Salido will be taking on Miguel Berchelt in his return match in 2018. Like I said, it's an interesting story here. It's not finalized or anything, but there were some links to Salido being one of the two names that's opponents for Vasyl Lomachenko. So with these talks, that appears to be deaded, and the Rigo talks with Loma appear to be stalled too. So you put two and two together. But anyways, as far as this fight with Salido and Berchelt, what do you guys think of the matchup? And is this kind of like a last hurrah for Siri? I'll get to start off with Bo.
Yeah, I actually did a video on this fight. Yeah, this is a last hurrah for Salido. So not surprised he took this fight. The reason why the Lomachenko fight didn't happen with him, trying to fight Madriaga, was he had a fight prior to that where he hurt his hand. And he wouldn't be ready enough. He wouldn't be ready in time to fight them when they wanted him to fight in August. So, but yeah, listen, man. This is definitely a last hurrah. I'm actually looking forward to this fight because Salido is, unlike Kashiya Morta, Salido will come in and get up on you, stay up on you. He's a little bit better from moving. He's not as a stationary target. Keep his head up high. He likes to get up in your chest and make it difficult. So he'll definitely make Berchelt work a lot more. And, he's a really tough guy. He comes to fight. So, he's going to make Berchelt work. That's one thing he is. And so, but, yeah, I like the fight. I'm not surprised that this happened because if Salido wins this fight and he's holding the belt, oh, man, trust me, when you sit at that negotiation table, now he's going to be like, man, y'all can't talk that bullshit to me no more. So, but yeah, we'll see what happens, man. 2018 is kind of a long way though when you're somebody of Salido age. But Berchelt's also coming off injury too, so it's gonna be quite interesting to see what happens.
All right, it's looking like Siri will be in a tune-up match prior to that, while Berchelt is still recovering from his hand injury, which will keep him out for the rest of this year as well.
That's the only thing I don't like, though, is that tune-up match, because he could hurt himself again. That's the only thing I don't like.
Yeah, and Salido got knocked down in his last fight, actually, against whatever was a stay busy fight. So, it's definitely something that, depending on who the opponent is, he could possibly hurt his chances of the matchup, if he gets knocked down or something of that nature. So, I like the matchup as well. What do you guys' thoughts on the 2K? Big Cool. Is it a matchup you guys like for Berchelt or Siri?
Go ahead, Big Cool.
Shit. It's gonna be interesting to see if Salido got anything left. We all know he come to fight, but he is old as hell now. But like I said, he's always come to fight, and it's gonna be interesting to see. You said it's gonna take place next year?
Yeah, first quarter 2018.
Well, I like to see him in his tune-up first to see how he look, but it's probably a fight he'll squeak by, especially if they still dangling out that Lomachenko rematch, which at this point I don't think, or at this point in 2018 I don't think it'll still be, as intriguing as it once was, but, it's the top-ranked way, so we'll see, but, anytime you can get Salido in a fight, it's a good fight, because he's an action fighter.
Yeah, agreed, definitely agreed. Anybody else want to touch on that one before we go to the next topic?
Yes, I mean it's a good fight. I agree with what everybody has said so far on this particular topic. I agree, Twine. It's a fight to see what Salido has left. Berchelt is a exceptional talent. He's done some good things in his last couple of fights, dispatching two of the top guys in the division. Salido is always going to be a dangerous fighter for as long as he decides to lace him up. A guy that dirty, that aggressive, that high volume, he's always going to be a dangerous fighter. Berchelt is a very good boxer. I don't put him on the level of Mikey Garcia as far as boxing ability. So there can definitely be some situations here where Orlando Salido may give us a scare as far as, oh shit, Berchelt is hurt. I could definitely see that. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's also going to be a good fight for Berchelt because it's a different type of style that he's going to be looking at. I'm pretty sure he's fought a lot of other high volume, aggressive type fighters, but Orlando Salido broke the mold when it comes to that particular category with his style, man. So we're going to see if Berchelt can actually adjust to a lot of the dirty tactics that Salido does in the ring, and what can he do to get around that to keep the fight in his favor. So it's going to be a lot of things that we're going to learn about Berchelt in this fight.
Definitely agree with that. So that will go into our next topic, man, and a very good one. Our girl Cecilia Braekhus returns to the ring.
My girl, nigga.
My girl too. My girl.
You know, I like mine, but a little bit more petite anyway. I'll go ahead and take Amanda Serrano. That's all mine.
Yeah, go ahead and take that second best, nigga. Go ahead.
I'm normally not big in a petite girl, but I'll make a motherfucking exception.
All right, we got Cecilia Braekhus will be making a return to the ring in October to face Mikaela Lauren. This is actually their second match against each other. Of course, Braekhus won the first one. 2K, is there anything you might be able to shed some light on as far as this one? Is this some kind of a mandatory meeting for Braekhus, or just nobody out there for her right now?
I think I have not done the research whether or not to say it's a mandatory, but if it is a mandatory, whichever one of those four major sanctioning bodies that has Mikaela Lauren ranked high, they're full of shit. Because just in her last 3 fights, she's 2-1. And the funny thing is, the person that she lost to in that fight was against Clara Svensson, whom Cecilia Braekhus beat the fuck out of in her last fight. You know what I'm saying? Also, when those two fought each other, Lauren and Braekhus was defending the WBC and the WBA title for the 5th time, I believe. It was her. I think it was the 4th time. And it was her 14th professional fight. You know what I'm saying? Right now, Cecilia Braekhus is what? 31-0? So she beat the shit out of her way back when. She didn't even have the WBO title yet. This was actually she did have a WBO title, my bad. She was defending the WBO title for the first time and the WBA, WBC for the 4th time. My bad. So this is back early in her career before she was actually undisputed. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And she knocked her out in the 7th round, and she won every fucking round. I mean, it was like Naoya Inoue rematching fucking Antonio Nieves, you know what I'm saying, for 3 titles. That's what this fight is like. You know, I support the hell out of Cecilia Braekhus. She is the queen of women's boxing. But unless I'm going to see a major matchup in her next fight, you know what I'm saying, I can't really support this particular fight. Okay? This is kind of similar to when Amanda Serrano fought old girl. I can't remember her name, but it was her last fight. She had already y'all remember the girl's name?
Yeah, she had already beat that chick earlier.
Yeah, exactly. She had already knocked her out once. and then it was a bad fight for the other girl, and then she rematched her and beat the shit out of her again. This is exactly the same thing that we're seeing here. And just like I couldn't support Amanda Serrano's fight against that girl, I can't support Braekhus' fight against this girl, especially for, another title defense for the undisputed status. So I can't do that, man. The 147 division in the women's boxing is kind of meek, you know what I'm saying? But there are females out there that she hasn't fought that are looking good. I mean, you got Lolita Muzia. She's from Zambia, right? She's 12-0. You know what I'm saying? You have Verena Kaiser from Germany. She's 9-0. You know what I'm saying? You got Marie Eve Decaire from Canada. She's 8-0. I mean, everybody else has gotten their ass whooped a whole bunch of times. You know what I'm saying? But Layla McCarter, she fights out of Las Vegas. She has 13 losses.
She's with TNT, right? Layla McCarter.
Yes,
okay.
Absolutely. She has 13 losses, but she hasn't lost a fight since 2007. She's currently something like 13-0 since her last loss. You know what I'm saying? So it's been 10 years. Get her ass in the ring. Maybe
that's
that
what shit happen. Make that shit happen. Bring Cecilia to the States, man. That'd be dope.
Exactly. Bring her ass to Las Vegas, and she can showcase her skill set just like Noye did. You know what I'm saying, this past weekend, so more people can see who Cecilia Braekhus is, the real queen of women's boxing. You feel me? So I don't know, man. It is what it is. I'm gonna try to catch it if I can, just because I get a chance, to see my girl and everything in action. But I still can't support the fact that she took this fight, man. Real talk.
All right. I kind of want to do a little sidebar, I guess, as far as the women's boxing. I guess in Cecilia's case, there's a lack of quality opponents at 147 for her, especially with her given resume and experience compared to a lot of the other up-and-comers in the division. We see a case like Amanda Serrano, where she's even talking about doing the dual shit going into MMA and all that shit. Is this something that's going to be a looming issue for women's boxing because of the lack of opponents for some of these women? Some of the upper echelon women, at least.
It's possible. I mean, a lot of these divisions are meat, just like I just mentioned in 147. I mean, and Sophie Mathis is still considered a top 5 welterweight, and Cecilia Braekhus beat the dust off of her in their second fight, knocked her out in the second round. You know what I'm saying? So Claire Svensson's still top 5, and we saw the skill gap between those two in their fight. You know what I'm saying? Svensson was nowhere near Cecilia Braekhus. So yeah, there's a possibility. But Clarissa Shields at the middleweight division, she's still got some people in that division that could give her a good fight. Of course, Christina Hammer being the top dog of that motherfucker. And that's actually a big fight that could be brewing later on, in the future. So some divisions, they're a little meek, some not. But, I mean, it just depends on what we're talking about, what division we're talking about.
All right, so we'll go into our next topic. It's not going to be, we're not going to go too heavy onto it, just because it's kind of some bullshit, but it's looking like the IBF title that Terrence Crawford recently vacated will be up for grabs in November. Sergey Lipinets.
Hell yeah.
Will be taking on Akihiro Kondo for the vacant title. I guess I just wanted to announce that. There's been no official announcement from Crawford yet about going to 147, but that's what's expected. As far as what do you guys think of the 140 division? Now considering TC actually does go up, and what does this fight actually do for it? Does it define it at all, or is this does it do anything to define the division? With these two opponents. I'll go ahead and start off with, I guess, Bo.
And you said it's going to be Lipinets and who fighting?
Akihiro Kondo.
Hey, Bo, just say Bo. I'll do it for you. Next.
No, hold on. Right. No, I got you. No. I'm actually going to talk about this fight. Okay. Okay. Unlike my man 2K, I will support my woman Cecilia Braekhus. I will endorse her fight. I will support her fight. She fights. I don't care if she fights bitches she beat 5 times. I'm still gonna sit and cheer for my girl.
He's not even on that topic.
I know.
You know what?
I'm covering the fight, motherfucker. That's
you know what?
About that fight.
Hey, she still ain't gonna get you no ass, bro. It don't matter how much ass you kiss. You ain't gonna get none.
That's okay. Hey, dog, that's okay. So, hey, sometimes it's better to be there to kiss the ass, goddammit, than to not be around it at all.
Right.
So that's me covering the Lipinets Kondo fight. Because I guarantee you I'll be doing something more important like nothing.
Right. Hell yeah.
I'm not wasting my... Hey, that fight and the doubleheader, the Showtime doubleheader of Charlo Lubin and her and Austin Trout, that doubleheader, that other fight, that undercard fight, I'm not wasting my electricity on that.
All right. So I guess that was just a brief announcement we wanted to put out there about that one, but we'll go into the next topic, which is it was actually a fight I didn't think was going to happen, but it's looking like the pay-per-view is official over there, and there's tickets being sold and the whole nine. Anthony Joshua versus Kubrat Pulev. Pulev didn't get his whole card pulled after all.
Oh my God.
He ended up taking the goddamn fight. So
get the fuck out of here! All right, go ahead.
He ended up taking the damn fight, So man,
he was lying to us, huh? He was lying to us.
He needed 4. They said he needed 4 months or something.
I guess he go try to pull a Runga against Joshua, but that ain't gonna work.
He gonna get knocked the fuck out.
It's been announced for October 28th they'll be fighting in Cardiff. As many suspect, this is just going to be a easy mandatory for Joshua with Pulev. And the setup for a fight next year with I guess the winner of Deontay Wilder and Luis Ortiz. With that said, does Pulev have any kind of motherfucking chance in this fight?
Nah.
Nope. Next.
Oh.
Not even.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hey, when you say you needed 4 months to train, and you already knew you had the opportunity because you were the IBF mandatory, your ass should have been in the gym from the jump. Why the fuck are you sitting on your couch eating fast food and do whatever the fuck you doing in your country, man? You was on some bullshit. No, man. If you told me, yo, you knew you was actually the mandatory after Joshua beat Klitschko, your ass should have been in the gym. He's full of shit. I don't even want to say he's scared. He probably pulled a Tyson Fury, just got a little bit overweight. Now he just can't get all that weight off so he can be fit. Nah.
Well, out of shape. He getting his ass beat.
Hey, right after Joshua lost, Joshua won his fight. His ass was back in the gym the next day. So he hasn't even stopped. So,
you know what?
Look, that motherfucker was watching the Klitschko Joshua fight. He was like, shit, you know what? He's getting ready to train because he thought it's Klitschko. Then Joshua knocked him out. He's like, you know what? I'm going to go start back eating.
And
this shit ain't for me.
He thought about that. He thought about shit. I might as well get this goddamn payday.
Yeah.
No, he kept believing in BoxRec. He kept watching BoxRec. Oh, man, they rematching. What? Huh?
Yeah.
He retired. Oh, shit.
You know what's funny? This nigga's not even really the mandatory, man. The IBF rankings, the mandatory position is fucking not ranked. You know what I'm saying? Kubrat Pulev is number 2. So to be honest with you, they could have, and I'll put this subtly, I'd rather have seen Anthony Joshua versus the number 3 ranked IBF fighter, and that's fucking Carlos Takam. Carlos Takam is 2-1 in his last 3. I'd rather see that goddamn fight than Pulev, nigga. Fuck out of here, man. 3 rounds tops.
4 months to get beat in 3 minutes.
Yeah,
That's
man.
crazy.
Fuck out of here, bro.
Joshua got the IBF though in his back pocket, so he got it made over there.
Yeah, he does.
So shit, I guess we'll go into our breakdowns of this week's fights. Shit.
Only one that matter.
Well, I'm trying to think, is Billy Joe Saunders versus Willie Monroe this week or not?
Yes, this weekend.
Yes, it is.
All right, so y'all want to touch on that one? I think it's a pretty.
Look,
I think it's an interesting matchup to me personally.
2K gonna give a great breakdown only for Monroe to do everything he need to do and get robbed. So it's just like
basically.
All right, go ahead, 2K. How you see this fight playing out as far as stylistically in the ring?
It's two B- level fighters fighting for a title. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing I see. Number two, both these B-level motherfuckers, they're boxers. You know what I'm saying? I can't remember. Willie Monroe is a southpaw, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you got two southpaws going at each other. It should set the stage for what casuals would say is a very extremely boring fight between two motherfuckers that really have no type of power. They're B-level at their boxing ability, so there's going to be a lot of holes in their games. Now, this is going into the enthusiast point of view. There's going to be a lot of holes in their boxing game. We're going to see like, oh, look, these two niggas are trying to box, but what the fuck is he trying to do right there? Look at this nigga's footwork. Is he trying to keep his, is he trying to dictate the pace and, et cetera, yada, yada, yada. We're going to see a lot of holes in their boxing ability. It should be boring to the boxing enthusiasts because only elite level boxers that show elite level skill is fascinating to a boxing enthusiast. And let me expand on that. Erislandy Lara is a masterclass boxer, right? Uses a lot of ring. Guillermo Rigondeaux is a masterclass boxer, uses a lot of the ring, right? Those two guys are not boring to us because they are displaying elite level skill sets in the ring. Billy Ho and Willie Monroe, they're both going to try to take that style, but they're going to be displaying a B-level skill set in the ring. So it's going to be boring for us. And I think Willie Monroe is going to do, just like Jarrell said, exactly what he should do. Box them, be faster. You got two guys that have decent jabs, so you have to be first. You have to look like you're wanting to be the fighter. You have to make it look like Billy Ho is on his back foot. He doesn't want to engage. He's going to have to do all of those type of things. And I think Willie Monroe can do that, but it will be for a wasted effort because the fights in the UK, they're going to get a motherfucking title to Billy Ho. You know what I'm saying? Over there, they really believe that you have to dismantle the champion in order to win. Willie Monroe doesn't have the style to do that. He's not going to dismantle any goddamn body. Nigga has like a 17% KO rate. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to get a motherfucking belt right back to Billy Ho, even if we think Willie Monroe won the fight. So that's pretty much, in a nutshell, what's going to happen. So, Willie Monroe will be coming back with another L on his record. You know what I'm saying? And he'll be back at the bottom of the list, trying to work his way up. That's what's going to happen.
All right. And I guess just a couple of other title fights to note this week. We got Milan Malindo versus Higgy Butler in the Philippines. Kellen Smith is fighting for that artificial WBC diamond belt in the debut of the World Boxing Super Series for the 168 tournament that's weekend as well. It's quite a few of them next week. But I guess we'll go ahead and touch on the one that I guess we're all pretty much been waiting on. Supposedly this is the fight of the year. That's what it's been labeled. The fight of the year.
Man, you skipped the fight that we didn't get a chance to break down, man.
Go ahead. Which one, Bo?
J. Leon Love. He
man, get that shit out of here.
Wait, what? What did you say? Bo,
about me bringing up that nigga's name. I was cracking on that motherfucker earlier, man. Why you bring that motherfucker up, dog?
Jalen,
the groupie love.
Right, that nigga's a secretary.
No, he ain't even worthy to be a secretary. Shit, he's a groupie. Hang around.
That nigga got all the boxing poses down. I'll tell you that much. That nigga he can pose. I tell you that, goddamn. As far as anything else from that shit, I don't fucking know. But yeah, man.
I'm just saying, man. Put it subtle and simple. That nigga whack. Period.
Man, hey, and then Mickey Bay, man. If them niggas didn't know Floyd, I don't know where they be right now.
Exactly. I don't know what the hell Floyd's seeing that motherfucker.
No, the worst one of all of them is motherfucking Ashley Theo Payne. When he signed Theo Payne, I was like, what the fuck is he doing, nigga? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's, man, I think Floyd be purposely signing these whack ass niggas so he knows niggas in his stable will never be better than him.
No, Ashley Theo Payne is a tax write-off, bro.
Yeah, I agree. So it's fucking Jalen Love. All them gifts that Floyd be giving to Jalen Love, hell yeah, that nigga tax right off too. He ain't never gonna be no champ. Shit.
Yeah, man. You know that shit funny. Floyd be talking about he looking for the next Floyd, but shit, I don't know how sincere he is in that shit.
His ego ain't gonna allow it, man.
Yeah, I agree with you, Bernard.
You know what they say, right? Motherfuckers who are exceptionally good at shit ain't good at picking talent. I mean, Michael Jordan. Kwame Brown. That's all I'm gonna say. Kwame Brown. That's all I can say. Kwame Brown. Kwame Brown.
Oh, man.
All right. So let's get into this one, though, man. The super fight of the year we've all been waiting for. Pretty much a year and a half or two to build. Gennady Golovkin taking on Canelo Alvarez, man. We're going to get TK's breakdown and prediction to start it off as usual, man. Go ahead.
Man, to be honest with you, I'm not one of them dudes that's really been waiting on this fight. I was just more so like, stop with the shenanigans. If y'all niggas is going to fight. But I was never really calling for this fight per se. I wanted Triple G to fight Andre Ward, and I wanted Canelo to fight one of the Charlo brothers or Demetrius Andre, more so Demetrius Andre. But anyway, that's fine. This fight is happening. It's a high-level fight. It should be a decent one. To me, this fight comes down to one simple thing. Who's going to take advantage of the other fighter when they gas out? Now, both these fighters have stamina issues, right? Triple G showed extreme stamina issues against Daniel Jacobs after that, I believe the 7th or 8th round. We all know that Canelo tends to take breaks in his fights. You know, he'll fight really good round 1, 2, and 3. He'll take 4 and half of 5 off. Then he'll jump back in, fight for 6 and 7, take 8 and 9 off. That's what Canelo does, right? Now, one thing I will say that deviates from that particular pattern with Canelo, he didn't do that against Miguel Cotto. He actually looked good stamina-wise and endurance-wise throughout that entire fight. But he comes back and fights motherfucking beefy, you know what I'm saying, and shows that he still has those stamina issues. So I'm thinking it's on a fight-to-fight basis type of thing with him. I don't know.
Well, he broke his thumb in that fight, though, too. So
with beefy?
Yeah, he did. He broke his right thumb because remember he was going to use his left hand.
Yeah, but he wasn't. He was still doing the same shit that he used to do when he would show that he's taking rounds off. Could be a situation. That could be, why he was doing it. But it wasn't a good look for him. You know what I'm saying? Especially against a nigga like Beefy's garbage. Like, get me in the ring with that nigga. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah. So in this particular fight, I think it's going to be a test to see who takes advantage of the other guy's lack of stamina. Now, looking at these two fighters, I see much more that Triple G has to worry about than Canelo has to worry about coming from Triple G, right? Canelo, realistically, he really cannot allow Triple G to set his jab up. Triple G's jab has been talked about by a lot of people. I think it's a good jab. I don't think it's a great jab. I'm not one of those people that thinks Triple G has a great jab. What he has is a stiff jab. And what it does is it stops you in your tracks. You know what I'm saying? So I think Canelo will have to display very good head movement in order to stay away from that jab and not allow Triple G to set him up. He cannot allow Triple G to bully him. This is also going to be a fight, just like the fight with Jamal Charlo and Julian Williams, that determines who the real alpha male is going to be, right? Triple G likes to bully his opponents. He likes to push you until your back is on them ropes. Your back hits them ropes. You about to get your ass beat. Ask Kell Brook, who looked very good when he kept the fight in the middle of the ring. Then he got caught. That jab was fucking with him. Then he got caught. That fucked with his eye. He started backing up in a straight line, ended up putting his back on the ropes. That's what ultimately stopped the fight. You know what I'm saying? Same with Willie Monroe and others. So that's ultimately, to me, the only couple of things that Canelo has to worry about. Do not put your back on the ropes. If you do it to set traps. If you want to get on the ropes, do it to set traps. And that trap you will set is getting that counter uppercut in. Triple G is ripe for the motherfucking uppercut, man. He keeps his guard split, okay? And he's not really looking for it when he's on the inside. So if you're sitting up against the ropes, you're Canelo, you're sitting up against the ropes, you want this bully motherfucker to come forward at you, and as soon as he gets within mid-range distance, launch that motherfucking uppercut. I bet you 100% of the time when he lands that, he's going to stop Triple G in his tracks. When he stops him, immediately get off the ropes. Don't stay there. You know what I'm saying? That's the only reason I think Canelo should use the ropes if he elects to do it. But stay off the ropes, keep the fight in the middle of the ring. Do not let him bully you. You try to bully him. Work the body. Keep going to the body. Triple G does not. He's very vulnerable there. Willie Monroe showed it. There are no fighters in the game that like it to the body, but Triple G really hates it to the body. This motherfucker will sacrifice his face.
None of them seem to like body shots.
Yeah, but he'll sacrifice his face. He did it against Daniel Jacobs. He immediately put all of his eggs in one basket and straight guarded his body, and he was actually leaned forward on the inside, and Daniel Jacobs was beating that head up. You know what I'm saying? All because he didn't want to take shots to the body. So Canelo is also a prolific body puncher, so that's going to be a major factor in this fight. That, the counter uppercuts, and slipping the jab. Triple G, though, I think has the better chance of capitalizing on the stamina issue. You know what I'm saying? I think let me just put it this way. These two guys have granite chins. A lot of people are saying Canelo's going to win by knockout, Triple G's going to win by knockout. I don't think there's going to be a knockout in this fight. I don't even think anybody's going to get dropped. You know what I'm saying? I've only seen Canelo hurt one time, and that was against Miguel Cotto's older brother a long-ass time ago. He was hurt, rocked in the second round, almost got knocked out, came back and knocked him out like in the 6th or 7th round. All right? That's the only time I've ever seen him get hurt. I didn't even see him hurt against Floyd. He was stung, but he wasn't hurt. Triple G, I've never seen him get hurt. I mean, Daniel Jacobs was beating the shit out that nigga in the 11th round. I mean, it was ridiculous, and he was eating them shots. You know what I'm saying? So both these guys have granite chins. And, of course, Triple G has never been dropped, and that's in over, 400 and something, or I think he had 300 something amateur bouts. I can't remember. But he's never been dropped in his entire career as a boxer, amateur and pro. So I don't see anybody dropping in this fight. But I do see somebody retreating. I see somebody winning the alpha male battle. And I think the person winning that will be Canelo Alvarez. I got Canelo winning this fight. I think I have Canelo winning pretty handily. I don't think it's going to be that close. I think Canelo will pull out a 116-112 type of scorecard, 8 rounds to 4. I think there will be some close rounds, but Canelo's ability to land the more crisp, clean shots on Golovkin, who does not have very good defense, no fucking head movement at all. You know what I'm saying? No upper body movement. He just really tries to bully you until he gets you to the ropes behind his jab. So I could see Canelo landing the more crisp, cleaner shots in a close round that would ultimately sway you to give him the round. And that's why that scorecard would be probably that wide. One more thing I want to add before I turn it over to y'all. I did mention, I said Canelo needs to slip the jab. A lot of people didn't think Canelo has the head movement to do that. Also, Canelo's footwork was a lot better against Kondo. I think his footwork will also be something that helps him in this fight. Daniel Jacobs is a guy that is not known to be a big-time mover. Daniel Jacobs is a guy that is not known to be a big-time boxer. Daniel Jacobs is a boxer-puncher, and he's stagnant at times. Just watch the Peter Quillen fight. Watch the fight with 2 fights with Sergio Mora. He's not a mover like that, okay? But he knew what he had to do against Golovkin. He had developed a game plan that was tailor-made for Golovkin, and he became a mover. He became that outside boxer, right? Canelo can already do that. You see what I'm saying? He already knows that that's what he needs to do. All Canelo has to do is watch the Daniel Jacobs videotape, and he has the blueprint set right in front of him. Meanwhile, there is nothing that Golovkin can watch on Canelo's fights, right, that he will be able to do that other fighters have done against Canelo. Austin Trout, I don't think Golovkin can move and work at the same high-paced rate from the outside that Austin Trout did. Even though Canelo won that fight, I don't think he can do what Austin Trout did, right? Erislan De Lara, he definitely can't move around the ring like Erislan De Lara. He's not a boxer like him either, right? Floyd Mayweather, enough said right there. He can't do shit Floyd can do, right? So out of those 3 fights, what is it that Golovkin can watch that he can seriously say, hey, that guy did exactly what I need to do to win this fight? Golovkin would have to watch multiple tapes, whereas Canelo just needs to watch 1 fight and emulate what Daniel Jacobs has done. So it's going to be a good fight, man, but I think Canelo takes it pretty handily.
All right. Let me go ahead and pass it on to the rest of our panel on this one with their predictions and any, if they got any contrast visions compared to 2K, what he just put out there breaking down the fight. Be cool. Let me get your thoughts, bro.
Man, I'm torn on this fight because I really don't want Triple G to win. I want Canelo to win, but I think that motherfucker's going to tire out. I think those body shots from Triple G going to be the difference. I could see Canelo winning. He's the faster guy. He has a better upper body movement, very fast. He can slip punches with the best of them, but he can't really move a lot, or move well. And I think that when he retreats, I think that Triple G going to cut the ring off on him, pin him against the ropes, and tee out to the body. I think he's going to have success early, but once the pace starts to pick up, I think that Triple G going to pull away. I think he's going to drop him once and win a unanimous decision, but I hope I'm wrong, but that's how I see the fight going.
So you're going Triple G, big cool?
Yeah, unanimous decision. I bet he's going to drop him, though, late in the fight, but Canelo sees the final bell, takes that second L. Hopefully I'm wrong, though.
All right. Let me go ahead and pass it off to our Truth and Facts About Boxing panel, starting off with Bernard. What's going on, man? What are your thoughts as far as breaking down, well, not breaking down, but, prediction? How do you see this one panning out?
I'm picking Canelo in this fight. 2K pretty much got some of the points. But I'm going to piggyback on a few of them. There was a video I watched on YouTube that talked about the keys for Canelo winning. And if you know this, I hate to use this fight, but this is probably the best way to explain. When Canelo was on the ropes against Julio Cesar Salad, he would sit there, when he was against him, he would sit on the ropes and he was telling, basically baiting him in. But when he was on the ropes, Julio would let his 3 shots off, but Canelo would come back with 6. He was basically baiting him. I do agree with 2K. He does need to land that uppercut and pivot off the ropes immediately. Land his combinations and get out. I do agree with that with his assessment. But yeah, set the traps up. Canelo's head movement is very underrated in that fight as well. When Julia threw that jab out, Canelo moved to the right and came over with his own straight right cross. So I can see Canelo taking advantage. He's going to really be in this fight. Look for him to be the counter puncher. But I'm expecting because Triple G does not like body shots. I'm looking for Canelo to possibly get him out there in the later rounds with the body shot. Even though he has never been down, but he does not like body shots. But I'm telling you right now, I'm going to call it. It's going to be either that counter right uppercut. I'm not going to say Triple G is going to get stunned. But look for Triple G to throw that jab out. Look for Canelo to move his head back, come from under with that right uppercut like he did with Kondo. And he's going to duck because Triple G is going to come over with that left hook and try to hit him. But he's going to miss every time. But also look for Canelo to attack their body, that left hook and that left uppercut. Those are going to be those will be the 3 punches I believe that's going to predict that's going to get him. If it doesn't get Triple G to hit the ground from a body shot, it's going to get him a unanimous decision. I also noticed too, I don't know if any one of y'all watched the video, but Billy Ho Saunders has said that he felt that Canelo has been overtraining for his fight, the way he's looking with subtle movements and such. I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't give two shits of what that motherfucker says because, yeah, he look like he's in shape or whatever. He just needs to focus on Willie Monroe. But I really think right now, look for Canelo to be really focused and keyed in. And also I don't think anybody, a few of us will probably know, but there's the casual fans are saying, oh, Triple G knocked out Canelo in sparring in 2 rounds and he was 20 years old. Right now, how old is Canelo? 27? That's 7 years ago. It takes the same Canelo that he was at 20. That was 5 years, just 5 years after him being a pro. And Canelo has only one loss, and he lost to the best fighter in the world at the time, which was Floyd Mayweather. And he's taking some of the stuff that Floyd Mayweather uses against him and implementing in his game plan and in his style. So I'm telling you right now, I got Canelo body shot by knockout in later rounds, or it's going to be a unanimous decision, and I agree with the score with 2K, 116-112.
Okay. Passing it off to Bo.
2 things I want to say. That punk ass 2K that brother Tesla, man, he took all my fucking points. That's number one. And did you say Billy Joe Saunders said that Canelo looked like he overtrained? How in the fuck does Billy Joe Saunders know what overtraining look like?
For real.
How does he fucking know what overtraining looks like?
For real.
Who the fuck did he see? I mean, is overtraining to him when you actually run 0.5 miles instead of 0.1? Is that overtraining? Like, God damn. That's crazy. I got Canelo. Like I said, pretty much everything 2K said except for one thing that I want to add in there, or maybe 2, is Gennady Golovkin waits. He covers and waits for you to finish your attack before he resumes. Canelo Alvarez can counter his way to interrupt your attack. So that's going to be very, very crucial because the one thing about Golovkin, and I even saw that in the Jacobs fight, is when he was getting countered, he was hesitant to let off a lot of combinations. He wasn't letting off 3-punch combinations because he was like, man, this dude might counter me. So he was really hesitant to rip off those combinations because of the counters. And another thing that, and you mentioned it too, Bernard, I don't know why motherfuckers always bring up what happened in sparring, okay? Sparring ain't got nothing. I get sick of hearing that shit. There's so many motherfuckers who have lost in amateurs or sparring or whatever the case, and when you get in their ring, it's a totally different story. You fucking get your ass whooped, right? So because if you are a professional fighter, there's a growth process. If you still fighting the same way you fought when you was in the amateur sparring and you got 20-something fights as a pro, then your ass is garbage in the first fucking place. So I don't understand that. But I also feel that there's from an experience factor of knowing what to do in the moment, Canelo has that edge over Gennady Golovkin because he's been in there with the Eddie Zanilatas. Like when he fought Floyd, Okay, he fought Austin Trout. He fights Floyd. He doesn't know what to do in these moments. But when he fights Eddie Zanilata, he knows what to do in that moment because of what he got from Floyd. And you saw it in the next fight, and then the next fight, and the next fight. So I think he's finally grown into the identity of the type of fighter he is. He feels like he's finally grown into the weight, which I thought he'd been grew into the weight, whatever. And so Oscar De La Hoya would not have made this fight if he didn't think Canelo was fully ready. And he is. He's fully ready. So those are the 2 points I want everybody to look at. Canelo Alvarez has more experience on what to do in the moment than Gennady Golovkin. That's why Golovkin struggled with Jacobs.
Yep.
All right, so you're going with Canelo as well. Okay.
I got Canelo.
All right, man, this has been the fight I've kind of been back and forth about for the most part, but, I mean, I guess I've been trying to do comparisons on certain things and, between certain fights. And I guess one of the fights that, a lot of people have keyed off on was, the David Lemieux fight, because it was a fight that, it wasn't a style that people expected from Triple G. Lemieux's actually a guy that's good at cutting off the ring generally. But, he couldn't that jab was enough to, stall him in his tracks and, keep him from being as aggressive, from, something that's been traditionally his style, just getting in you, you know what I'm saying? So that made me take note to Triple G's jab. Like 2K said, it's not like a Nalia Nui jab, but it's fucking, it's heavy-handed, you know what I'm saying? It keeps you in your tracks, you know what I'm saying? Canelo has improved. I think what he lacks in foot speed and movement, he makes up in timing. If you notice in the Amir Khan fight, he was timing Amir Khan, when he spun out with those body shots. You know what I'm saying? So I know that's something that he will be able to do against a Triple G, possibly, who moves even less. But I just feel like that jab is gonna be the key factor in this fight for some reason. Because I just don't think Canelo could slip it consistently, It even gave, Daniel Jacobs some trouble in their fight. And I think another thing is I don't feel like Gennady is going to respect Canelo's power. I mean, you see he's a guy that's known to have a pretty big chin. He took some shots from a smaller guy in Kell Brook, of course. Danny Jacobs hit him with some good stuff in that fight. He's ultimately a big-ass, one of the biggest punchers at middleweight. I don't see Canelo having that kind of power to make Triple G, respect him or think about that. But you get hit enough times, maybe enough, by enough counters, you never know. PK alluded to the counter uppercut, or that being the key for Canelo. I think that's something that they probably have prepared for in the Sanchez and Triple G camp, knowing that, this is something he's seen in the Kell Brook fight. The uppercut was something he was prone to in that one, so it may have been something they've been working on. This newfound weight, I don't know if Canelo's going to gas out. Like, it's just a lot of X factors, man, and I just feel like, I don't know, it's just this feeling I've had the last couple of days that I'm like, I think that jab is really going to set the tone for some reason to a lot of stuff in the fight. And I feel like, Triple G is able to counter, I won't say just as well. Ultimately, Canelo has a better skill set. I'm going to just put it out there, but I just think there's certain things like just that jab and how can Canelo hold up to that power for 12 rounds? I was watching the Martin Murray video the other day, and he said it's the 12 rounds. It's 12 rounds of pressure. That's what got to him.
Yeah.
The pressure initially is what made him fold eventually. And you never know. Like, I just don't know what style he's going to implement, but I just know it's going to be keyed off that stiff ass jab, and like, he's going to get touched with it. You know what I'm saying? He may be able to slip some, but I think Triple G, he's smart enough to know how to set traps with it too. I mean, he may not be the smartest boxer, but I think he could key off of some of those things as well. and be able to time Canelo with one of his power shots and possibly stagger him or do enough to get him hurt and go in for the kill, later. But I think it's been one of those things where I was like, initially if it went to decision, I was like, Canelo got this automatically. Triple G pretty much needs a knockout. But, yeah, I'm still going to go with Triple G. I don't know what it is just these past couple of days, but I just felt like going against the grain for some reason with this one. Like, it's all written on the table. Canelo is the better boxer, the better fighter out of the two skill-wise, but I don't know. It's just this feeling that I had me going with picking Triple G for this one. So that's my prediction, man. It's not even a real breakdown, but that's just the way I see it. And to whoever that was in the chat that did that shit, fuck you. I just came across and seen it now. But,
what? I missed it. Hold up.
It's some pretty derogatory shit, man. Some heckler shit, but
in the chat? What chat?
Yeah, TalkShoe chat. But,
I wouldn't even address that. I would have ignored that shit, man. Somebody just want some attention. That's all.
What they say? I can't see it.
Yeah. No, it ain't even worth going there, dude. Like Bernard said, but yeah, it's yeah.
So like, hey, look at bitch ass.
Was it Tavon?
Hey man, I keep telling y'all, man, that means we made it. You know what I'm saying? That means we made it, man.
I heard that shit. Was it Tavon? Who said that shit?
Me, man.
I didn't hear that shit. No, it wasn't Tavon. It's that motherfucker that's mad too. Didn't get his address. What's his name? What's that dude's name?
Oh, shit. I ain't saying it.
What's that dude's name, man? That dude.
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey.
Oh, yeah.
All right, man. We're going to let Bernard do his thing, man. The Fuckery Boxing Award. What you got for us this week, man?
Man, this week, the award goes to HBO, Jim Lampley, and Max Kellerman. Now,
oh God! I know you're about to go with that ignorant ass, man.
Jim Lampley gets it twice this week. Shout out to Radio Raheem for his article on Jim Lampley, but I'm gonna start off with this one first. With the big fight with Roman Gonzalez versus Rungvisai, and Rungvisai won. Congratulations to him. Right after Gonzalez got knocked out, they were like, "Yo, that's the end of him." I was like, "Damn, HBO just wrote that motherfucker off." Like, yo, like, fuck him. He can't come back from this. Da 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 da. Pretty much. I was like, yo, he lost the first fight, which was a close fight. It could have went either way. And the second fight, he gets knocked out by a B- fighter. Shout out to 2K.
Yep.
Now, I want to call the man and say that's the end of his career, that it's over with. Don't get me wrong, it was a devastating knockout. Yes, Gonzalez has been in wars, but that clearly to me, it's like y'all jumping on the bandwagon now, like, oh shit, Rungvisai's a new guy in the division. We're going to jump on his bandwagon. You know what I'm saying? He just knocked out Gonzalez. You know how niggas be co-signing shit, and when the nigga be roasting, like, oh shit, he doing this shit. Oh, we jumping over here, back and forth and shit. That's kind of how it looked like. And in this point, man, it's sad to see how, even though boxing is a cool sport, even the networks now have have the way to sway the opinion of the casual fans. Like, yo, like, yeah, the casual fans didn't really know much, except for they knew that he was a knockout artist. He was whooping people in the small division. He came up, won a championship by beating Quadras. Then the last fight he lost, he lost. So with that being said, man, them two motherfuckers get the award because I feel like this. I'm not counting Gonzalez out. I feel like this. Gonzalez can come back from this if he takes off the proper time from that knockout, gives his body a rest, as well as ease himself on in the division instead of going after the top guys. Don't get me wrong, I salute him for what he did. But after that knockout, he needs to come back with a game plan and also work on certain things that got him the knockout. Which was that urgency, that panic when he got knocked down again. Like, yo, I'm not gonna let this fight happen. I'm not letting it go to the decision. I'm gonna go for the knockout. No, what you should have did was held and just take the next 2 rounds off, then regain your composure and come and get the win. I want to see a person like that succeed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he was 46 and he's 46 and 2 now. 2 now. So with that being said, man, fuck Jim Lampley and fuck Matt Kellerman. Now, I'm going to go on Jim Lampley again because this motherfucker decided to say, hey, now that Floyd has retired, but he may come back out of retirement to fight again, but this time against a woman. Now, I'm not going to, we all know what happened a couple of weeks ago. We ain't going to mention the fight. Yeah, Floyd made a lot of money. He said Floyd's going to come back out and fight. But here's the thing, though. You keep constantly taking shots at Floyd like, man, like, you a bitch. Like, you can't get over the shit that he left from HBO to go to Showtime with your competitor. Not only that, you feel like let's not forget, he wrote an article a couple years ago that how Floyd was the worst thing for boxing. But here's the thing, though. You continue to take a shot, and as well as all you casual fans, too, you get the award, too, and him for hitting not his wife, the mother of his three children, his 2 sons and a daughter. Get your facts straight. Now, with that being said, I don't think some of y'all know the history. I'm not going to go into too much, but I'm going to say this. The first time she called the police on him on a situation like this, she lied. So it's kind of questionable. But, hey, the second time supposedly he did it because she cheated with an NBA player, okay, whatever. He served his time, let that shit go. He's grown. He hasn't had any incidents since. The only thing this dude now does, Floyd does, he's making money and he's sipping on strippers with it. He's tricking it off. So now, for Jim Lampley to continue to take shots at it, let's not forget Jim Lampley also has domestic charges.
He did that shit.
Yeah, he did that shit. Supposedly, I think he beat his wife in the middle of the parking garage in Vegas. Y'all didn't know that shit and not go look the shit up.
Probably asked for Floyd's autograph. Hell, that's why he did that.
Shit. So here's my thing, though, man. You taking shots at his personal past transgression, and you're not even taking a look at your own self, man. Who are you to fucking the judge? You know what I'm saying? So with that said, Jim Lampley gets the award too for the second time.
Man, they both. Hey, how about they tag team up against women? And they both hit women. They both can be tag team partners in WWE since that shit is being introduced in boxing. And, you know, Jim Lampley can get in and make some of that money. Hell.
Said that'd be sure.
Hey, how about they fight Amanda Serrano and Cecilia Baracus, man. Tag team.
What?
Hell yeah.
All right. I guess that leads us to the U.O.E.N.O segment of the week. On this day, Muhammad Ali wins a 12-round split decision over Ken Norton, or claimed the NABF heavyweight crown in Inglewood Forum, man. So shout out on that one. What did they have? A trilogy, 2K? Or just
sir.
Trilogy?
Yep.
So it is possible to have them, man. Sometimes it is necessary in boxing. We just don't need to see it 4 or 5 times. And yes, that was shots fired. But anyways, I guess we could go into the final blow. I did it last week, so I am officially off duty. Who want to take it this week?
Yeah, I mean, I felt Bernard gave him a final blow. Fuck it, I'll take it though.
All right, go ahead, 2K.
So I want to talk about, and I covered this on my show already, the last video I made. I want to talk about Sarissa Kisor Rungvisai's argument that he can be placed on the top 10 pound-for-pound list. See, I'm running into, let me just say this, the majority of people agree with my logic. Now, I'm purely speaking off the official pound-for-pound list, okay, when I make this argument. And as a entity that covers the sport, that has a resource that people can go to where they can get news and other ins and outs about boxing, I have to stay consistent, and I have to use official lists. I can't just say, hey, my list is the one you should run with. As much as I hate Oscar De La Hoya for what he did, how he didn't respond to those racist emails. I don't like who he stands for with his Golden Boy promotions, where they conducted in the racist emails. As much as I don't support them, that leads into not supporting Ring Magazine, but that does hold the official pound-for-pound list, right? Only other list that's out there that some people see as official is BoxRec, and I'm not about to use that whack-ass, bullshit-ass list, you know what I'm saying, that has Canelo Alvarez #1 pound-for-pound. So it's the lesser of the two evils. We got to go with Ring. All right? With that said, understand that when ranking pound-for-pound criteria, you know, you do look at things like resume, overall resume, right? You look at skill set. You try to match fighter A with fighter B on the pound-for-pound list. Hey, you know, if Vasyl Lomachenko and Andre Ward were in the same division, who would win that fight stylistically, right? That's what you try to do. But the main thing that takes precedence over anything else is what have you done lately? That right there is the single most important criteria when ranking a pound-for-pound fighter, okay? He may not be the best skilled, right? He may not have the best resume. Shit, if it was all about resume, Manny Pacquiao would still be #1, or he would be #1, right? It's not all about that. It's about what have you done? Who did you just beat? What shakeups did you do in your own division, right? Recently, Sarissakit Rungvisai has beaten the #1 ranked guy on the pound-for-pound list, then rematched him and beat him while he was ranked at #4. That is the second win that he's had against a guy who is ranked within the top 5 pound-for-pound. Now, we all know that if any of our favorite fighters out there have done this particular feat, we would be arguing until the motherfucking midnight moon came up, right? Trying to get niggas to believe that our best fighter is #1 pound-for-pound if he would have done that. But since it came from a B level to C- level type of fighter, right? Very basic, lacks basic fundamentals, honestly, in the ring. Just fights off of pure determination, grit, and size, right? Will, right? Heart. They don't want to give him that same credence. They don't want to give him that credit. You feel me? You can't do that. You have to be consistent. The only other active fighter in boxing that has beaten or that has had back-to-back wins against a guy that was ranked within the top 5 in both of those wins is none other than Andre Ward. And he is where on many people's pound-for-pound list? #1. He is where on the official pound-for-pound list? #1. Okay? So, being consistent, you have to somehow insert Sarissakit Rungvisai on the pound-for-pound list. Now, adding all the other criteria in conjunction with what he's done recently, he can only be at #10. Okay? You can't put him at #9, #8, #7, #6, etc. He's got to be at #10. You know what I'm saying? And that will call for Roman Gonzalez to be out of the pound-for-pound list, which he should be. He lost to a guy who is a C-ranked fighter, or B- at best. Yeah. B- at best. You know what I'm saying? He lost to him twice. He should no longer be on the pound-for-pound list. Hell, if we ranked the pound-for-pound list, right, like Fight Night, round 4, Fight Night champion, how you could be ranked, you know, in a pound-for-pound list that went down to like rank 300 or some shit. Rungvisai would be down there at like 299. You know what I'm saying? And fucking Roman Gonzalez is #4, and he got knocked out by that guy. You gotta move him up. You gotta move him up.
All the way up. Shit.
All the way the fuck up. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? So Roman Gonzalez, as Rungvisai should be moved all the way up. Roman Gonzalez needs to move more than a few spots down. Okay? We should not consider Roman Gonzalez pound for pound until he redeems himself. Probably over the next 3 or 4 fights. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much what those losses equal up to. About 4 fights with excellent fighters for him to get his ass back on the pound for pound list. You see what I'm saying? So with Roman Gonzalez out, that would shift everybody at rank number 5 and below up 1 ranking, right? Which leaves the number 10 spot open, and it's there for Rungvisai. So I just want people to understand, and Ring Magazine may not do what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? You know, this is purely subjective. This is what I believe should happen, but it makes logical sense when you think about it, right? As I said, if one of our favorite fighters had back-to-back wins against a guy ranked within the top 5 pound for pound, we would be gunning for that motherfucker to be ranked on the pound for pound list. We probably would be like, nigga, he should be top 5. If Rungvisai was our favorite fighter, we would be saying that. But since he's not, we want to ignore it. We cannot do that. And I will not do that as a person who is objective, you know what I'm saying, when actually covering this sport. I try to keep it as fair as possible and consistent as possible. And in doing so, you got to give Rungvisai his credit, and you got to give him that last slot on the pound for pound list.
All right. Said we're going to go ahead and start wrapping up things. We're going to let everybody give up their Twitter, social media handles before we go. Big Cool, starting off with you, man.
Oh, yeah. Twitter, Colossal CBT. YouTube, Colossal Boxing Talk CBT. Facebook, Colossal Boxing Talk Facebook page. Eastwood's Boxing. The Movement. All them other fucking boxing groups with them emotional ass Gonzalez fans who crying and on suicide watch. On 2K's channel, on the Norton Bow's channel, on the Movement's channel. Yeah, just everywhere, man.
All right, pass it on the Bow. What's good, man? Go ahead and give out your social media handles.
Yeah, man. You can find me Truth and Facts About Boxing. Find me right here with you guys. Pound for pound, you know, pretty much wherever they talking boxing. You can follow me on Instagram at truth_factbox1, and you know, Twitter, capital T for truth _capital F for factbox1, and you know, and like we always say, this is the movement.
All right,
that nigga sleepy as fuck, cuz.
Yeah, nigga sound like he just finished.
Nigga sleepy, man.
He sound like he just.
Nah, I had my phone on mute.
He sound like he just finished. He sound like he just finished getting some head. That's what he sound like. Nigga, I know that ain't happened.
No, you ain't never told a lie. You never told a lie. That shit ain't happening around here. You never told a lie. Really, man, that shit ain't never happened around here, the motherfucker.
Man, that was y'all too much.
Hey, twine.
2K, go ahead and give out your social media handles, man.
What up, man? Of course, you can catch me. If you really want to catch me somewhere, definitely on my channel, Prodigy, Boxing Talk on YouTube, the Movement Boxing Group, Eastwick Boxing out on Facebook. You can catch me all over Google Plus as well. Different groups in there. Also, man, on Twitter, definitely, man. Definitely catch me on Twitter. My handle is at FUCKTWITTER. You know what I'm saying? Fuck Twitter. Word up, catch me there.
Fuck Twitter, give me my egg.
Hell yeah, word up.
That's the new hashtag right there. That's
what I was going to say.
That's the hashtag.
If you see a nigga on your local block, you know what I'm saying, with a motherfucking shaker cup with eggs in it, drinking it, that'd be me, nigga.
That's where you can find that nigga too, at the stove in the farm stand department getting them eggs.
That nigga, cuz. These eggs, cuz. That shit funny as fuck.
That nigga be in the 20 item or less line. They say, sir, you over 20 items, all eggs. And my
like, all you gotta do is get one, and I see you haven't got. You just multiply the number, shit.
Oh, damn.
All right, go ahead. Bernard, go ahead.
You can find me. You can find me at the Movement VP on Instagram. Y'all niggas wild, yo. You can find me at the Movement VP on Instagram, the Movement Boxing on Twitter, the Movement Boxing Facebook group, Eastwood talking boxing and bullshit. Even though there's a lot of bullshit going on. Shout out to he got roasted, man. Shout out to 2K.
I murdered that boy. You know what?
Yeah, what did I miss?
Oh,
Bernard, go ahead and tag him, nigga. I murdered 2 niggas on one post, dog. That's a record for roasting.
That's how
it was.
Right. All because one of the kids said the Movement hasn't been winning the picks. I said, okay.
I murdered a Brit.
Whoa! What happened?
I murdered a Brit.
Sensitive.
On the same post, nigga. That shit's a record, nigga. I'm officially
Some motherfuckers say our hand lady we've been winning picks.
Yeah.
Okay, we have the pick 'em picks in Eastwood where you pick what fighter's gonna win. I think I went 2-1 with this pick because of
I went 2-1.
So but you know what I'm saying. But I guess we're not in the 2K won it first try last year. Just came there, boom. You know what I'm saying? So Willie took a shot. You know what I'm saying? It was a joke. You know what I'm saying? But we knew we ain't take it serious. But Tavon does never chime in the room and decided he had to say something, man.
Yeah.
Tell that nigga go watch WWE, man. Tell that nigga go watch WWE and shut the fuck up.
Bernardo tag you, nigga. I killed that nigga, man. That nigga's still over there sizzling. That nigga's still over there sizzling from being cooked earlier, nigga. He's above well done, nigga. Real talk.
Wow.
That nigga, hey, yo, he's jerk chicken, nigga.
Please tag me. I got to see this shit.
Yeah, definitely, man.
I got y'all. But let me say this. Oh no, I was
go ahead.
With the headers. Yeah. Again, if you do happen to get on Twitter, I want y'all to start a hashtag called Fuck2K. You know what I'm saying? Because he started Fuck Bernard in Eastwood with all my fans, you know what I'm saying, that love Detective B. Do it on Instagram, man. Hey, yo.
Using the power is evil.
Hey, he got these snitches. He got the snitches about to start that hashtag.
He said using the power is evil.
Look. The first person that's going to do it is Tavon. Hashtag fuck.
Yeah. That nigga, he's gonna try to poison your eggs, 2K.
Okay, none of y'all,
man. Shit.
That's funny.
I guess I'll wrap it up, man. Twine of Divine Liberty, officially the movement. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is with me right now, man. So yeah, that's what we doing right now.
Oh yeah, you heard that. I would say something, but I ain't gonna talk reckless.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is for me.
Word up. Good job.
All right. With that said, we gonna catch y'all next week. Gonna have some more interesting stuff, and if y'all can't see it, we probably got the most entertaining podcast on. You know what I'm saying? Always a good time with these jokers. You know what I'm saying? Catch us every Sunday, man.
Fuck all these niggas on this podcast, because I still remember what y'all did September 1st, and I'm going to get all you motherfuckers.
Twine. Oh, yeah, happy belated born day. Big Mama. Big Mama Bo.
All right. So we'll catch y'all next week, y'all.